Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2. Welcome to Chambers Academy Sports Live on YouTube. As the 1A defending champ Chambers Rebels take on the 3A Bessemer Rebels. It's going to be quite a night here at Torbert Field.
Testing 1 2. Testing.
Testing. Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2 3.
Testing 1 2. Testing. Chambers Academy. Just Chambers Academy. Chambers Academy 1 2.
Testing 1 2. Welcome to Torbert Field. Senior Night 2019. Testing 1 2. Coming to you live from Torbert Field on the campus of Chambers Academy in Lafayette, Alabama.
Testing 1 2. Chambers Academy Rebels, Lafayette, Alabama. Huh?
The crazy horse.
Crazy horse.
Testing. I kind of think we have one.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's Friday Night Lights once again here in Lafayette, Alabama. You are looking at Torbert Field at Chambers Academy on the campus here in Lafayette. And tonight is senior night. Our seniors from the class of 2020 will be honored tonight before the game. This is a big game tonight. People look at it and say, well, it's a 3A team, and we're 1A, so it's not going to impact playoffs. That is absolutely correct. But this senior class has not lost a game in the regular season during their entire careers here at Chambers, so it's very important to them. And it's always important to a team to win going into the playoffs. We'll be talking about that. But we are first tonight going to bring you our senior night festivities. I have a script that's been provided to me by our cheer coach, Emily Milford. And I will read it along as it's read along down in the press box, because we want you folks at home to know who our seniors are and who their parents are and their families are. A lot of them have 1 to 2 generations of connections with Chambers Academy. And we're going to begin right now. It is raining a little bit here at Torbert Field. If you're trying to decide whether or not to come, we are not looking for any sustained showers tonight. So load up in the car and come on. We need you here to holler for the Rebels, for the Chambers Rebels. We're playing the Bessemer Rebels. And the seniors are assembling on the sidelines as their parents assemble on the field. You'll see most parents under umbrellas because there are, as I said, some intermittent showers. They're not terrible, but moms are holding plaques and pictures and things to give to the seniors. They certainly don't want those to get wet. And I will start when they start. I'm going to read the same script. I don't know if you can hear Coach Owens or not, but I'm going to at least abbreviate the script. What I may do is let him read first, and then I'll read
here at Torbert Field. Tonight is honoring the class of 2020.
Behind him to be sure you heard him.
This senior class has had great success here at Chambers Academy, and this year is definitely no exception. And at this time, we want to honor them and their parents. Our first senior is Braxton Allen. Braxton is the son of Clint and Jennifer Allen. Braxton was selected as this year's Mr. Chambers Academy. He was the class Hugh O'Brien representative. He has attended Chambers since his daycare days. Braxton has played football all 7 years he was able. Braxton received first-team accolades in defense his junior year. He played in the NAAPS All-American game this past year. He also plays basketball and baseball for the Rebels. Braxton plans to further his education after high school in industrial electricity.
Again, very quickly, that is Braxton Allen. Braxton is the son of Clint and Jennifer Allen. Clint is a graduate of Chambers Academy.
Gabe has attended Chambers Academy since the 6th grade. He has played football every year he has been here. Gabe plays center for the Rebels, and he hopes to play college ball and study criminal justice. Rafe Daniel. Rafe is the son.
Second senior is Gabe Brooks, son of Wesley and Kim Brooks. Kim is formerly Kim Kendrick. She attended Chambers Academy in her school days.
He unfortunately was sidelined most of the season with an injury, and is glad to be back tonight dressing out. Rafe also plays basketball and baseball, and he would like to pursue a career in aviation and become a pilot.
Next senior there is Rafe Daniel. Rafe is the son of Terry and Vic Daniel. Terry, of course, on the coaching staff, has worked with the Kickers, All-American punter at Auburn.
Chambers is 9th grade year. He has played football since the 6th grade. DJ also plays baseball for CA, and Dijon represented Chambers in the NAAPS All-Star game last year. He has also been previously named to an all-area team. Dijon plans on going somewhere for football and major in sports management. Dijon Darden.
And next was Dijon Darden, son of Doretha Darden. He's been here for 4 years and played football all 4 years.
This is Isaac's first year at Chambers Academy. He spent the rest of his high school time at Dillon. He plans on playing baseball as well. Isaac has played football since the 9th grade. He will attend college and get a bachelor's degree after high school.
Next senior was Isaac Gardner, number 11, our long snapper. This is his first year at Chambers.
Is the son of Mike and Ramona Gregor. Connor has played football since the 8th grade. He is in the Beta Club, and this year Connor is our cheerleader sweetheart. He plans on going to Southern Union after high school to study industrial electricity. Macy Harmon.
That was Connor Gregory. Connor has been here most of his career.
Macy has been at Chambers since the 4th grade.
His mother Ramona is a graduate of Chambers.
On the JV and varsity squads. Macy is this year's captain and is also an AISA All-Star. She was JV co-captain her 9th grade year. She has also cheered in the Disney Thanksgiving Parade as a UCA All-American. Macy is in the Beta Club, SGA, and also takes dual enrollment courses in Southern Union. Macy received a UCA Pennant Ford Award at camp this year. She was also selected as this year's football sweetheart.
Our next senior cheerleader, Macy Harmon, our head cheerleader. Her parents are Ashley and Dory Harmon. Dory was a Brown. Both parents graduated from Chambers.
He has been at Chambers for 6 years. He has been an active member of the football and basketball team since then. He is this year's team manager and helps the team and coaches however he can. Quay is also in the SGA, and he plans on going to college for physical fitness.
That was Quay Johnson. Quay has been here for quite a while. He used up his eligibility from an age standpoint, so he's the team manager this year.
And Josh and Jamie Keebler. Lizzie has cheered since kindergarten, her last 5 being a cheerleader at Chambers. She was also the JV captain her 9th grade year. Lizzie made UCA All-America this year. She is also a member of our basketball team. She is the SGA president for her senior year. Lizzie has completed almost a whole year of college through dual enrollment as a student at Southern Union and plans to go forward for a degree in radiology after graduation. Shelley Keebler, daughter of Melissa and Joey Bruce and Josh and Jamie Keebler. Shelley has cheered since kindergarten, her last 5 being a cheerleader at Chambers. She was also the JV co-captain her 9th grade year. Shelley made UCA All-American this year. She is also a member of our basketball team. Shelley has also completed almost a whole year of dual enrollment at Southern Union as well and plans to go to the University of Alabama after graduation.
There you see Lizzie and Shelley Keebler.
Brody is the son of
Both
Steve
parents are
and
graduates of Chambers,
Brody
Josh
came to
Keebler
Chambers
and
in
Melissa
9th grade.
Gillen Waters
He
Bruce.
has played football and baseball.
One of
each
3 sets of
section.
twins in this year's seniors
Brody
class.
has previously been named to an all-area football team, and he plans on going to play football in college and major in sports journalism. Caden Smith. Caden is the son of Steve and Donna Smith. Caden came to CA in the 9th grade. He has played football and baseball every year since then. He also participates in the drama program, and he has won the Don McGinney Award. Caden is also a senior class favorite, and he plans
And
to
one of
go
the other sets of
play
twins,
football
Caden and Brody
baseball in
Smoot.
college and
Those
major
twins are
in
2 girls, 2 boys, and one set is a boy and a girl. All 3 sets of
Trent
twins
Thompson.
in the senior class.
Trent is the son of Greg and Leanne Thompson. Trent transferred to Chambers his junior year. He has played football for 2 years at CA, but he's played football his whole life. Trent plans on going to Southern Union after graduation to pursue an engineer degree.
That's Trent Thompson. He's
And
been
our
with us for
final
2
senior
years.
is Jake Waldrop.
His brother also graduated from
Jake is the
Chambers.
son of Mac and Jamie Waldrop. Jake has been in Chambers since 6th grade. He has played football all 6 of those years. He is a member also of the basketball team. Jake played in the NAAPS football all-star game last season and was also selected to the all-area team his junior year. Jake plans on going to college for football and getting a bachelor's degree.
And alphabetically, the last senior is Jake Waldrop, son of Mac and Jamie
Acknowledge
Waldrop.
our senior class
Mac
for
is a graduate
2020
of Chambers Academy, so you
on their
see
final
a lot
game
of
of the regular season at Torbert.
heritage here among these young folks that have parents that are also graduates of Chambers. The Keebler twins' grandmother, Sandra Smith, also was a student at Chambers, so they are 3rd generation. So bittersweet night. We'll talk about that senior class as we get closer to kickoff. We're happy to honor them tonight. The rain picked up some during the ceremony and then slacked back off. Don't think it's going to be bad at all according to what we're looking at on the radar. So we still got time to get here before game time. We need you here cheering on the home team.
Here in just a few minutes,
And we will take a little bit of a break here, and we'll come back with about 10 minutes before kickoff and set up tonight's game. All right, this is another mic test. Testing 1 2 1 2 testing.
Testing 1 2. Mic check. Mic check 1 2.
Testing 1 2 1 2.
Mic check.
Testing 1 2.
Just talk like you're talking, like we're talking.
Testing. Testing 1 2.
Testing 1 2. Testing 1 2.
Could you hear me? Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You need to speak up like he's speaking.
Got you, Coach.
One more time.
Got you. Come on.
Like that.
Thank you, Coach Howard. Looking for a great ball game.
Our production manager, David Howard, telling us we need to speak a little louder. I'm sure you folks at home appreciate You are looking live at Torbert Field on the campus of Chambers Academy here in Lafayette, Alabama. This is the final home game of the regular season for the Chambers Academy Rebels as they take on the Bessemer Academy Rebels. Rebels are 9-0, winners of 22 games in a row. 22 games in a row. Our captains tonight will be our seniors. We had senior night ceremonies brought to you earlier, about 12 minutes ago. Hope you were able to see those. This is a team that we don't play very often. In fact, the teams have only played twice in their histories. That was in 1992 and 1993. 92 game was at Bessemer, 93 here at Chambers. That was in Bessemer's early days as a school, and Chambers was able to win both games, 20-0 in 92 and 21-7 in 93. Those of you that are watching that have a fair amount of knowledge about our current staff, I will tell you that the 1993 game, cheer coach and school counselor Emily Milford was 2 weeks old, so that's how long it's been since we have played Bessemer. Bessemer is 7-3. They're winners of 5 in a row. They have already played their 10th game. This is the 10th game for Chambers. This sets up quite nicely to end the season here at home. This would be, as Coach Allen and I talked about on Wednesday in our coaches interview, this would be a Power 5 game if this was college football. Rebels from Chambers will be in all gray, and the Rebels of Bessemer in all dark blue. And we are happy to bring you tonight's game. We're getting ready for the coin toss, and I'm here on Chambers Academy Sports Live with my broadcast partner, Chester Carter.
Well, thank you, Calvin. It's been a pleasure to call the season so far with you in this first year. It's been an exciting time, and tonight should be one exciting game for everybody here at the stadium and watching at home. This should be an action-packed game against two great teams with a great history. Both teams have been hanging around Troy the past couple years with state championships under their belts. So there's a lot on the line tonight with some records to be held for Chambers and maybe a little bit of momentum for the Bessemer Rebels to kill some of that those records we got here at Chambers. But right now we're getting about 6 minutes towards kickoff, and we're going for a coin toss.
Unusual for both teams to have on what I presume would be their home uniforms. If I were an official and had to look at the difference in gray and blue all night, I'm not sure I'd be real much looking forward to that. But the visiting Rebels are wearing all dark uniforms. I would suppose that's some of their some of their home uniforms. Yeah. And here's the coin toss.
Community, your family, and your school. So I expect you to act like that. Control your teammates, okay? We show good sportsmanship above everything else, okay? All right. Chambers, Bessemer is the visiting team, so they'll get to call the toss, okay? All right. I have a 50-cent piece here. Heads, tails, okay? Heads, tails, okay? What I'll do, I'm going to flip the coin, catch it, turn it over. If I drop it at any point in time, we'll re-flip it, okay? Before we start the flip, I want you to call it so loud that number 34 down there can hear it. What's your calling on this? I heard tails. Okay. Tails to you. 3 tails. Okay. That's when you have won the toss. And here's the default.
Well, Chester, whether you win the toss or lose, Coach Allen always wants the ball first, and he got what he usually wants. Bessemer won the toss and deferred, so Chambers will have the ball first.
And get ready to showcase that offense there for the Rebels. We're gonna have to figure this Rebels out. We're going to call them Chambers and Bessemer tonight because they're going to be a little bit confusing, both being called the Rebels.
Yeah, normally you only run into that with Coosa Valley on a regular season here at Chambers. We did not play Coosa Valley this year. They were not on our rotation, and they actually did not field a team this year. So it's going to be the Rebels versus the Rebels, 1A versus 3A. This will be the 4th 3A opponent for Chambers this year. They have defeated Lee Scott, Tuscaloosa, and Success Unlimited. And this will wind up, these two teams have actually played 3 common opponents. They both have played Tuscaloosa. They both have played Lee Scott, and they both have played Cornerstone from up in Columbiana. Both teams beat Cornerstone, and both teams beat Lee Scott. Tuscaloosa was able to defeat Bessemer on a last-minute field goal. And let's watch the team come onto the field for the last time here in the 2019 regular season.
All right, let's have a big hand.
Hey, that doesn't give you chills. I don't know what does, Calvin.
I agree.
Great high school football here in the state of Alabama. It doesn't get much better than that.
Seeing those Rebels run out, they always let one of the team members carry the Rebel part of the CA Rebel flags. And tonight's flag bearer was Hayden Hurst. Hayden's going to see a lot of action in tonight's game on pass defense as we watch this team in warm-ups, and they seem to have quite an effective passing game. Rain has held up, and we will pause for the national anthem and prayer.
All right, we'll give everyone just a way in off the field. And if everyone would please stand, remove your caps, and Brother Scott Ferguson will be leading us in our prayer.
Let's pray together. Lord Jesus, we thank you for tonight and thank you for this opportunity to be here for this game. Father, we pray for good sportsmanship. God, we pray for protection in the weather. God, pray for every player and cheerleader, the referees, Father, the fans. May everything we do and say and even what we think bring honor to you, Lord Jesus. God, thank you for the opportunity that's before us. In your great name, amen.
And please remain standing as Miss LaRae Jackson will lead us in our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Who's ready for some football? Let me hear you.
I'm ready for some football, Calvin.
Yeah, how can you not be after that?
Hey, it's just goosebumps.
Let's talk about this senior class real quick, Chester. Since ninth grade year, they are 46-2 overall. Their only two losses being down at Troy. At home, their record's 25-0. On the road, they're 20-0, and at Troy, they're 1-3. So they've been to Troy every year. They finish their season every year. And of course, last year finished it with a win. So quite a legacy for these seniors to leave. They'll leave here as the winningest senior class of all time without any doubt.
For your Chambers Academy Rebels.
And we are ready for the kickoff.
Number 25, Kate.
And there's a lot of energy in the stadium tonight here at Torbert Field.
Yep, the rain has subsided.
Temperatures are in the upper 60s with a light mist. Hopefully the rain will hold off for most of the game. And right now for Chambers, we've got, it's like Jordan Benbrook back there alongside
Caden Smoot.
Is it Caden Smoot? Yeah, Caden Smoot.
If you folks at home detect any smoke in the atmosphere, we had a little pyrotechnics here before the game. And some of that smoke has lingered because of the atmospheric conditions. but it's had a little fall chill in there last week. We're kind of back to mid-season muggy here tonight.
Smoot takes the ball at the 5, and he's out to the 10, 15, 20, 25, and gets wrapped up there about the 26-yard line is where the Rebels will take over on offense for their first offensive series.
7-yard line. First down, Chambers.
The offense is led by quarterback junior Peyton Allen and senior running back Braxton Allen. They have quite a many weapons to pull from their hat out there. And one of the most outstanding parts of this team is that offensive line. They can open up holes on just about anybody. So let's see what happens here. Peyton's in the gun with 2 wide receivers out to his left. Braxton is lined up to his right. Peyton calls the snap. Calls no number off the right side. Got his little running room past the 30 out to the 36.
It's going to be right at a first down.
9 or 10 yard pickup here. Let's see where they spot it.
Pick up about 9 yards. Second down and 1, Chambers.
It'll be 2nd and 1 for the Chambers Academy Rebels. Peyton looks over at the sidelines for the call.
Offense starting this game sort of deliberate. Got inside the play clock, 10 seconds on the play clock, both plays.
Hands off the ball to Braxton off the left side, looking for a little bit of room. And it looks like he has made the line for first down.
I agree if you look at the line, Judge, where he's standing.
Right foot spot. Looks like it's going to be close to a first down. They may have to measure this.
Yes, they're moving the chains.
First down, Chambers. Peyton's in the gun, got 2 wide receivers out to the right. Braxton's lined up to his left. Takes the read up the middle, finds some nice running room for a dive for about 6 yards, set up 2nd down and about 4.
Up the middle.
This offense runs in such a way, Chester, that
3-yard line. Play's gonna pick up about
if you try to stop Braxton, Peyton's going to get yards. You try to stop Peyton, Braxton will get yards. We hope that can continue tonight.
Yep, reading that option, seeing what's available out there, and Peyton sure has matured over the past 2 years as a leader out there on the field.
Yeah, I always wonder what the breakfast conversations are like at the table in the Allen household.
Peyton takes calls his own number again. He gets enough for a first down out to about the 49-yard line. And might be close to the 50.
Well, I don't.
Down yardage marked it around just at midfield.
Well, let's go ahead and give a shout out to Judge John.
Yeah,
Crowder.
we got to do it on the first offensive series. It's on the 50.
Those of you who don't know, if you haven't been watching all season, Judge Crowder was a longtime PA announcer here. I always said that at least one time a game the ball ended up on the 50-yard line. Well, we're close enough. We're going to call that.
Peyton's in the gun.
Well,
Got a little motion out there.
yeah, and I'm not sure who that's going to be on.
I think number 13.
Well, the defense jumped,
Dead ball.
but apparently got back.
On the
So
offense. Still first down.
you got to have a penalty at least it's on first down.
Yep. Set up first down and 15 for Chambers.
Do you want your corner lined up on the line of scrimmage by the end, or do you want, yeah. Well, he was, so when the quarterback kept it, that underneath.
Play clock's getting down a little low, getting close to 10 seconds on the play clock.
I think they've got it.
Peyton
under
brings
control.
the offense to the line.
Yeah, that's how I thought you wanted.
He's rolling to his left. It's going to be a keeper off the left side. Find a little running room. Gains just a couple yards off that left side. Maybe a 2-yard gain. Set up 2nd down and 13 for the Chambers Academy Rebels.
2 might be a little generous there, Chester's.
Well, I'll lean on the 2 side.
Jake Waldrop in for Keel. Excuse me. Wiggins. Jake Higgins in
Jake
for
Higgins.
You got
Wiggins.
You and that Wiggins Waldrop Higgins stuff, you got me messed up. Jake Higgins is in for Keel.
Peyton's looking down the middle. He's looking for an open receiver. He's going deep down towards Jake Higgins. Overthrows.
Pass intended for number 7.
Well, brings up a big third down here. The running game was
13.
eating up some yardage, and the penalty kind of put us in a passing situation, so we'll see.
It'll set up third down and 13 with 8:19 here in the first. Chambers is on their first offensive series of the game. They won the toss and elected to take the ball. We got a little laundry on the field.
That would have really worked well, but
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Should be third down.
that play was really set up well there.
Yes, it
Chester
was.
and
5-yard mark off
Braxton
on
got a little
Chambers.
anxious and
Brings up third down and 18.
cut just a little too quick before the snap.
So that'll set up third down and 18 for the Chambers Academy Rebels.
I think you might see that play dialed up again tonight. That was well set up. Probably won't do it right here, but
Well, you never know. Go right back at it if it worked.
well, got Braxton in a different place. So
Peyton rolls around. He's rolling to his right. Throws down at the ground.
Yeah, he had to get rid of
Incomplete
that
pass.
one.
Yeah. He was
pocket broke down on
Adams'
him.
pass is incomplete. Brings up fourth down.
I don't know
fourth
who's-
down and 18 for the Chambers Academy Rebels.
I don't know who's responsible for number 99 for Bessemer, but he's getting in the backfield just about every time. So somebody's going to have to do a little redesigning.
LT Overton
Peyton Allen
getting a
back
little
to punt.
pressure in the backfield
For the
there,
Rebels.
disrupting Peyton.
Well, first drive did not go well. That's happened a time or two this year.
Peyton is our punter. Takes a snap and gets a nice high kickoff and takes a nice Chambers bounce out at the 18, 19-yard line.
Allen's kick will go out of bounds.
They're going to mark it down at the
19-yard
19-yard line.
where the Bessemer Academy Rebels will set
Well,
up
we'll
shop
see how
first down and
our
10.
defense can stack up against this offense. Bessemer offense scoring about 33 points a game. Chambers offense is scoring right at 40. Of course, the last 2 weeks we've scored a total of 100 points. That can really run your averages up. But we shall see. Here come the Bessemer Rebels.
Number 6, P.J. McDonald is the quarterback. He takes the snap, hands off to number 1, Jarvis Dancy off the right side for a very hard-earned 2-yard gain. Should set up second down and 8 for the Bessemer Academy Rebels.
Goes to number 1, Jarvis.
Number 1 being one of the players Coach Allen told us to watch last week and midweek when we interviewed him. You can see there he got those quick legs. They keep moving, and you really got to hang on to him.
Correction there, they gave him a 3-yard on that, so it would be second down and 7 for Bessemer. They hand the ball off to number 11 on the sweep, finds a corner, getting some running room out past the 40, tackled down about the 9-yard line in Rebel territory, Chambers Academy Rebel territory.
Across midfield. Tackle made on the play by number 8, Hayden Hurst.
Well, Jake Higgins had him kind of bottled up, but
First down, Bessemer.
he had a little more leg strength, and then he tight roped the sidelines and got on into the secondary. And here, for the first time, one of these teams has crossed the 50-yard line. Chambers never got across. They got to the 50, but didn't get across. So, first trip into the other team's territory.
Number 34, Braxton Allen on the tackle after about a 4-yard gain by Bessemer.
Number 6, P.J.
Should take up
McDonald
second down and
keeper.
6 for Bessemer.
Tackle made on the play by number 8, Hayden Hurst.
Jacob Oliver checks in for Thompson.
Along with number 34, Braxton Allen. Second down and 6.
Handoff is given to number 1, right up the middle for a big gain. He's down to the 10. Oh, and it trips over the 15-yard line and ends at the 13, where it'll set up first down and 10 for Bessemer.
He takes the ball down inside the 15. He'll be marked down at the 13. Tackle made
That was Jarvis Dancy.
So far, the Bessemer Rebels running on the Chambers Rebel defense, something no one's really been able to do this year. I felt pretty good about run defense. I was kind of went into tonight's game worried about the ability of Bessemer to pass, but so far the running game has been quite effective.
Well, they're spreading the defense out pretty well. Snap was bobbled a little bit, and number 16, number Brody Smoot, corrals the quarterback for a nice
number 16, Brody Smoot.
5-yard loss.
Number 21, Gavin Kite.
Yeah, if you
should set up about 2nd down and 15 for Bessemer.
get your timing off a little bit and give Brody Smoot a little time, he's going to get there. And it's good to see Gavin Kite in on that tackle. Gavin has missed a couple of weeks with some shoulder issues, but has been cleared to play. Rafe Daniel has also been cleared to play, but I don't know with the playoffs coming up if we're going to see Rafe get much action tonight.
Bessemer spreading the offense out. Quarterback's rolling to his left, looking for an open receiver. And pushed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line.
Number 6, P.J. McDonald on the quarterback keeper.
Brings up a big third down, Chester.
Huge third down.
Of course, you figure you're in 4-down territory, but we also noticed you and I did in warm-ups that their kicker is quite effective.
Yeah, we were watching him kick easily from the 25-yard line, so we'll see what happens here and see what Bessemer dials up on this big third down play. We got 4:05 here in the first at Torbert Field. No score. Bessemer Academy's lined up. Takes a snap, hands off to number 1 off the right side, looking for some running room. And he's tackled down about the 10-yard line. It'll set up 4th down.
He sure is hard to bring down. Wow.
Handoff goes around right.
Very elusive running back they do have.
You see people wrapped around his legs, and he's still going. Well, I think we're going to see that kicker.
Yep. 4th and 9 for Bessemer.
Rebel defense is held. Bessemer will send in the field goal unit. This will be about a 30-yarder. Close enough to 30. It might be a 29, but
number 23, Jackson Stewart's on for the kick. Kick is up. And it is no good. So it was wide to the left.
Wide left. No good.
Took the officials a minute to confer. But upon conferring, they agreed that it curved to the left before it hit that left upright. And the Rebel defense has dodged a bullet, Chester.
They sure have.
And as we learned earlier this year, the ball comes to the 20 on a missed field goal in high school football.
First down 10 for Chambers with 3:57 here in the first. Peyton takes a snap and a sweep to Braxton to the left side. He gains about a yard and a half.
Pitch goes to number 34, Braxton.
I think they're going to give him 2.
He picks up 2 yards, brings up 2nd down and 8.
2nd down and 8 for Chambers.
Keel back in for Rebels, replacing Higgins.
Peyton calls the snap. Takes the read up the middle for a nice gain over past the 30 to 31. Another first down for the Rebels.
Allen on the carry.
Looks like Peyton may be getting a workout tonight.
Yeah, so far, Chester, he's been the main cog in the offense.
Down, Chambers.
Number 16, Brody Smoot checks in for Chambers.
Got to feel at some point Coach Allen's going to try to get the passing game untracked.
Yep. Loosen that defense up and push them back a little bit. They've got everybody up in the box right now. Peyton fakes the handoff, runs to his right, trying to find some running room. Dodges the tackler, dives forward to the 37-yard line.
Got a good block out there by somebody. Picked up about an extra 4 yards he wouldn't have gotten.
2nd down and 5 for the Chambers Academy Rebels at the 38-yard line.
And Dijon comes in. He'll go into the honey mustard formation. Oh, he's going to be in the Wildcat. No, excuse me, there's Peyton. I thought they were going to snap it to him.
Dijon right up the middle, looking for some hard-earned yards up the middle. Gained about
Handoff goes to number 35,
3 yards.
Garden.
It should bring up a short
3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 for the Chambers Academy Rebels.
Look for the Rebels to go quick here and Peyton to probably try to run around one end or the other. Or maybe let's let Dijon get it.
I'd give it to Dijon. Let him earn the yards and tough earned yards. Another first down for Chambers.
Around the 45-yard line. First down, Chambers.
Well, and Dijon is still on the ground.
As we take a minute here.
We have a timeout on the field.
Make sure
I don't know what
Dijon's
that
okay.
is. Laying there at his feet, it's
I think he might just got rolled up on. It's great to see him stand up right quick.
I thought that might have been one of those breast cancer penalty flags, but it was a towel that belonged to number 33 for Bessemer. Bessemer still wearing the pink accents on their uniforms in honor of Breast Cancer Month. The Chambers Rebels, I believe last week was the last week that they intended to do that. This is senior night. So here we go. It is first down.
And Rafe Daniels checked in, number 23.
Oh, Rafe Daniel is in.
First down and 10 for Chambers at the 45-yard line.
Got a good block.
Hand the ball off to Jordan Benbrook off the right side. He's out past the 45 down to the 42-yard line for another Rebels first down.
Chambers makes its first trip into Bessemer territory.
First down, Chambers.
And last time I looked out there, Chester, there wasn't near this many people out here. This crowd got here and sat out in the car, I guess, till it quit raining.
Dodging the rain showers.
But you could really hear them on that first down run.
Handoff again, Benbrook across the right side. He's got some running room. He's down to about the 30-yard line where he's pushed out of bounds by number 1, Jarvis Dancy for Bessemer.
You know, Rafe's had 2 blocks in a row here, Chester, and I think just his presence in the game has lifted the offense.
Yeah. He's a very emotional player, and he gets the kids routed up around him.
The first 2 games of the year, he was a big part of this offense and then got hurt in game 3.
Braxton Allen right up the middle for some hard-earned yards.
That's going to be a first down, I think. Yes, first down.
They're going to mark him over.
Coach Allen urging the offense to speed up. And Bessemer has taken a timeout.
Where you at, Rebel fans?
Those are some good runs right there by Chambers. It's great to see Benbrook get out there. He's been a really good surprise this season. He waits, very patient. Runs right, waits for the holes to open up.
I don't know if that's 3 minutes and 13 seconds or 31.3 seconds.
I think it's 31.3 seconds here.
That was kind of an unusual time to take your time out if it's 31.3. We won't argue because if you use them now, you can't use them later.
That's right.
Got to figure that if Chambers ran another play, it wouldn't have been but one play.
ball spotted at the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line for Chambers.
Rebel offense. Chambers Rebel offense. Showing some.
And after the mark-off, first down, Chambers.
I guess this may be their sugar formation there. Huddle. Peyton takes the snap, hands off to Braxton across the right side, and he gets about still standing up. Couldn't bring him down.
Got a yard.
To number 34, Braxton Allen.
And that
was
running.
31.3 seconds.
He's gonna pick up about a yard. Bring
Officials
up
ran the
second
clock,
down.
so we're going to swap ends of the field. I would expect, as we are now under 10 seconds.
So after 1 quarter of play here at Torbert Field, it's your Chambers Academy Rebels 0, Bessemer
And that's
Rebels
the end of your
0.
first quarter. With
So
your
far, it's
score,
the irresistible
your Chambers
force and
Academy
the
Rebels
immovable
0,
object.
Bessemer 0.
And we'll pay attention to our cheerleaders as production manager moves the camera back around.
All right, good job, ladies.
So far, Chester, this one's lived up to expectations.
Yeah.
We've had some punches and some counter punches. We had a missed field goal by Bessemer. Chambers got tangled up in some motion penalties when they were moving the ball, and now they have moved the ball slightly into the red zone.
And they had the momentum going down toward the end of the quarter, and Bessemer called a timeout to slow that down. They had some great runs from Benbrook and Braxton Allen, and they were taking some big chunks of yardage on those runs.
Nose of the ball is right on the 20.
They're only $5 each. See, Mr. Owen.
I would have thought Braxton got a touch further than that, but
And also, don't forget about our junior class.
line judge was much closer to the play than we were.
Of the stadium. Go by, they've got all kinds of good stuff, sweet tea, boiled peanuts.
So
all
we'll
kinds
start
of
with
goodies.
second down
And also the
and
Rebel
9.
Grill. They have hamburgers, cheeseburgers, hot dogs, chicken finger plates, all kinds of good stuff. So y'all make your way over here. If you leave here tonight hungry, it's nobody's fault but yours. As
Interesting.
we start the second quarter.
Interesting decision for Coach Allen. Do
Chambers has
you
the ball, second down and 9.
dial up a pass and try to catch them asleep, or do you just try to keep grinding it? Figure you got 3 plays to make 9 yards.
Peyton's under center, hands the ball off to Braxton off the left side, finds it a hole. He's getting past into the secondary, and he's down to the
That'll be a first and
6-yard
goal.
line for a first down, Chambers.
First and goal.
He's down inside the 10. He'll be marked at the 6. First down and goal.
That hole
Chambers.
opened up nicely for him to get that 9 yards for that first down.
Offense moving quickly now.
Right back at it with Braxton off the right side. He's
gonna
going in for
score.
touchdown, Chambers!
And the Chambers Rebels have drawn first blood in this battle.
Touchdown.
And we'll see what Coach Allen decides to do for the extra point. Will he kick it? Or will he line up and try to add 2? Those 2s are great if you get them, because
It forces the hand of the opponent.
makes your opponent have to go for 2. At some point in time, you pick up an extra score. And it will be a 2-point conversion.
Well, Braxton's in the backfield with Gavin Knight, and they hand off to Braxton off the left side, and he lunges forward for who's going to call it?
Well, he learns backward right in front of an official, and
They're going to say he didn't make it in.
nobody but the offensive line thought he made it. And they don't wear stripes.
They don't.
Over Bessemer.
But with 11:33 here in the second quarter, Chambers Academy strikes first, 6-0 against Bessemer.
That drive was, I believe, completely on the ground. 80 yards.
Yes, sir.
All right, also
no-
don't forget to
no
buy
passing
your
plays.
chances on a red velvet cake.
So we will give the ball back to
We'll
this
be drawing
high-octane
for
Bessemer
coming up
offense.
here.
And they made that running a success with all the guys in the box up on the line. So that's very impressive, and a lot of credit goes out to that offensive line for moving those guys out and making lanes for Peyton, Braxton, and Jordan Benbrook. Peyton Allen does a little bit of everything here at CA.
Yeah, I remember a game earlier this year, post-game.
Set to kick off for the Rebels.
Coach Allen doesn't talk much about Peyton, but he talked about how he kicked and played quarterback and played the two-but halftime.
He's the only two-but player we got.
Yeah, you're right.
Peyton checks off. The kick is up. It's down about the 38-yard line where it's fielded and pushed out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
That was an interesting
Kick is
tactic.
received and will be marked out of bounds.
Well, we've had some interesting kickoffs this year, Calvin.
45-yard line,
So-
first down, Bessemer.
Bessemer was prepared for that one. They were not going to let that one bounce around.
You don't get to 45-2 over 4 years.
Actually, they got him out of bounds at the 45-yard line.
Yeah.
Set up first down and 10 with 11:33 here in the second. Live from Torbert Field in Lafayette, Alabama. Chambers Academy Rebels versus the Bessemer Academy Rebels. Bessemer's looking to throw. Finds an open receiver, number 36 across the middle. He's down to 40, 35, 40, 25, 15, 10. He's wrapped up by
Caden Smoot.
Caden Smoot. Still
Well,
not down
not yet.
yet. His forward progression was stopped.
These guys are tough to tackle.
Yeah,
Pass is complete.
both teams.
Out across the 15, down inside. He'll be marked out of bounds at the 12-yard line. First down, Bessemer.
Bessemer coaches obviously picked up something in the Chambers defense there that they thought they could exploit, and quite effectively did so.
That'll set up Bessemer first down and 10 from the 12-yard line.
This is shaping up to be a game of speed versus strength.
Trips out to the right. Gives the ball off to number 21 up the middle. Slips through a couple tacklers, and he's down to close to first down yardage.
They're going to have first and goal, I believe.
Handoff goes straight up the middle. He's down inside the 5.
Let's take the 2-3-yard line from here. They're going to say it's about second and – oh, they're going to give him first down.
First and goal.
First and goal for Bessemer with 11 minutes here in the second. Right, handoff right up the middle. No call from the sideline. They
There's a
call it
touchdown.
Handoff goes
touchdown
straight up the middle.
Bessemer.
Well, we
He's
played
in for the touchdown.
12 minutes with no
Touchdown,
score, and we played 1 minute and 14 seconds and had 2 scores.
Number 33, Chris Pickens on the carry.
Well, let's see how Bessemer plays this, if they bring their extra point team on or
Yeah,
go.
this will give them the lead.
Number 23, Jackson Stewart's in for the extra point. Snap is up. And kick is up, and it's good.
Okay, so Bessemer
And
now has the
extra
lead.
point is good. With 10:46 to go in the second quarter.
Chester, that's the downside of going for
Bessemer
2.
Academy Rebels
Yes.
7, your Chambers Academy Rebels 6.
And that was a quick strike drive right there by Bessemer.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 plays. Is that right?
3 or
1,
4 plays.
2, I think that was a 3-play drive. Went
Pass.
55 yards.
Started off with a short kickoff by
Don't
Chambers.
forget to make plans to head
Big
to
play
Montgomery
was the first down pass,
on Monday as the CA varsity girls volleyball
which
team
opened up the defense enough that the running game was able to
PM at the Multiplex
start
in Montgomery.
eating up some chunks.
So let's have a big crowd there to cheer the girls on.
Well, we'll see.
All right, we're getting set
If
for
kicking
kickoff.
off becomes a tactic for Bessemer now.
Yep.
Set to kickoff.
Stewart does the kickoffs for Bessemer as well. Let's see who we got back there. Jordan Benbrook, number 13, and number 25, Caden Smoot for Chambers. Kick is off.
Wow. I'm going to let that
Deep
one go.
kick.
Or not.
Down to Benbrook at the 5-yard line. He's out to the 15, out to the 20, close to the 20, probably the 19-yard lines where they're going to spot him at. It'll set up first down and 10 for the Rebels. At
Last
the
drive
19.
for Chambers started on the 20. This one will start on the 19.
Yard line. First down, Chambers.
Benbrook elected to run it. More than likely would have gone in the end zone, but that's only a yard difference at this point.
Peyton's in the gun, 2 wide receivers out to his left. Braxton's lined up to his left. Hands off to Braxton, goes off the left side. Excuse me, is lined up to his right side. Gets a 3-yard gain.
Braxton Allen. He's out across the 20 to the 22-yard line. Play picks up 3 yards. Second
No
down
need to
and
rush.
7.
Get 3 yards of play.
Right.
Keep the ball moving. That keeps the Bessemer offense on the sidelines.
Second down and 7 for the Chambers Academy Rebels. Getting ready to hit the 10-minute mark here in the second quarter. Peyton's got a wide receiver to each side. Braxton is lined up to his right.
Less than 10 on the play clock.
Hands off to Braxton right up the middle for a nice gain. Dives forward to the 27-yard line is where they're going to spot him at.
And off goes to Allen.
Another
number
big
34,
third down.
Braxton
Third downs in
Allen.
this game are
He is out across the 25. He'll be marked down about.
We got a lot of redundancies in this game. A lot of Allens, a lot of Rebels, a lot of Smoots,
a lot of third
a
downs.
lot of third downs. So bear with us. We're going to get through this. It's third down and 2 for Chambers. Peyton's in the gun. Peyton takes the read up the middle. He dives forward to
And he made
the
it.
32-yard line, where it's enough for a first down. Chambers.
Across the 30 to the 31-yard line. First down, Chambers.
It was big on yards after carry. When he took the first lick, he was still not at the yard to gain, but he did make it.
They're going to spot him at the 31. First down and 10 for Chambers. They're going to have to open up this passing game, Calvin. Look at this defense. Going right at the top. Number 23, Rafe Daniel, down to the 32-yard line. Yeah. Rafe with the big catch from first touch from coming off his injury.
Yep.
First down, Chambers.
He's kind of hopping off, though. That's kind of what you were afraid of. That's a very similar play to the one that he got hurt on back in week 3.
That ankle was heavily taped.
And he comes off and goes down immediately on the sidelines.
Peyton's in the gun. Got 2 wide receivers out to his right. Braxton lines up to his left.
Thing about Rafe, they didn't have any film to study on him, so.
Yep. Peyton fakes off. Peyton fakes it to Braxton, and Peyton is bottled up in the backfield for about a 2-yard loss. It'll set up second down and 10 for Chambers.
We missed his missed Rafe's blocking right there.
Play will lose a yard, brings up second down and 11.
I saw Dijon getting taped up on the sideline after his after he came up a little bit slow, so they were getting his ankle wrapped up so he could get back in the game, which is good to see. Hopefully everything's okay.
Actually, they're looking at Rafe's arm, oddly enough.
Peyton keeps the ball, goes off the left side, ducks ahead, and goes out of bounds at about the 26-yard line.
Quarterback keeper around left side. He's
Line to gains the
down
22.
inside the 30. He'll be marked out of bounds at about the 27-yard line.
They're going to call the 27-yard line.
3rd and 5. Yeah, they are looking at Rafe's arm, so I guess that's a good sign.
Hopefully it's nothing serious.
As we return to action, it's 3rd and 5. Got to figure you got 2 downs to work with here.
Yep. Peyton's calling the play. Braxton's lined up to his left. Hands off to the Braxton. He cuts back to the middle. And he dives forward to
I believe he lost the ball.
Is there a fumble on the field?
On the carry.
Well, it depends on whether they say he was down. We have not had an official to signal.
They're saying he's down.
Official said he was down.
They're
Ooh.
saying he's down right
wow,
there.
Wow, that was close.
Yeah, 24-yard line.
Thank goodness for that. Had an official right on top of it, and the official never wavered and never signaled. So that would have been, it's tough enough having 4th and 2, but that would have been a tough time to have a turnover.
Yes, it would have been.
And Chambers keeps the ball for at least one more play.
4th and 2 for Chambers. Peyton with that hard count.
Yeah, they are tending to Rafe Daniels' legs, so just a wait and see.
I can't tell who that was over hand off to, but it looks like it's enough for a first down.
Depends on the left foot, right foot. Line judge is standing right on the 22.
Gavin Kite on the carry.
Bessemer says no.
They're going to measure this one.
And we will have a
This is too close.
For measurement.
Well, if the ref would move, I could tell you. They have to make the 22. And I don't believe that ball is touching the 22 quite.
Wonder what the chain gang is doing.
Nobody went over there to get him. Usually an official, there he goes. I didn't see him.
Oh, they were getting the previous spot.
Yeah, they marked the 5-yard line that's closest to the ball.
Like it's going to be a little bit short.
Did not make it.
Ball turned over on downs.
The ball will go over on downs to Bessemer.
With 5:48 in the second, Chambers fails on the 4th down attempt.
Well, you got to figure you sure needed that score there, even though we flipped the field. But you don't want to give them the ball in the lead with this offense because they got plenty of time. They got almost 6 minutes till halftime, and then they get the ball first in the second half. So Rebel defense has got to make a stand here. They haven't been very successful with that so far.
Number 17 on the sweep, tackled by number 21, Gavin Kite.
Number 17, Josh McMillan on the carry.
Big tackle by Gavin in the backfield for a loss of 2 yards. 2nd down and 12 for Bessemer.
Tackle made on the play by number 21, Gavin Kite. Play will lose a yard.
Gavin brings a lot of energy to the field when he's out there.
Yeah, sure does. Just a freshman. We got people running all over the place now. I hope they know if they got their assignments down.
Hand off to number 1, finds some running room up the middle. He's good, yeah. There's no one in there. He's going to stop him.
And he sort of taunts the Rebel defense as he goes into the end zone. And a two-play, 80-yard drive. And Bessemer threatening to break this game open here, Chester. Chambers is going to have to dial up something that slows that offense down.
That was Jarvis Dancy on the carry.
Most points we've given up this year was 28 to Tuscaloosa.
Number 23,
that was in a whole game. Twice this year we've been either tied or 1 point behind at halftime.
Stewart comes on for the extra point for Bessemer.
Yeah, tell him to finish the run for this flag throwing for looking back at the
He gets up, and it is good.
That one almost brought rain.
Yep.
With 4:54 to go.
They'll be fishing that one out of the pond back there, Calvin.
It's the Bessemer Academy Rebels 14.
Well, Bessemer's had the ball 3 times. First time it was sort of a long drive, missed a field goal. And then we've had a 3-play drive and a 2-play drive.
$5 each, y'all. 2 tickets on the 50-yard line for the Auburn Ole Miss
Well, with
game.
4:54 here in the
Lower
second,
level,
Bessemer is up 14-6 on Chambers.
Tickets that come with hospitality passes for free food and drink. $5 each. See Mr. Owen. Somebody ought to buy a couple $100 worth of them.
Coach Allen and the defensive staff will be looking to make some adjustments here at halftime.
30 guns in 30 days.
Well,
Starts on November the 1st.
as soon as possible
Tickets are $25 each.
to see if they can corral that
And be sure to
explosive
see our junior class.
Bessemer offense.
Bessemer's a lot like Chambers was last year with C.J. Lyons. You got that speed you got to be cautious of, and that opens up so much more of the offense when you got to grind it out offense like we're running right now.
Kick is down to
Brody Smoot.
Was that Smoot on the
Yeah,
carry?
it's Brody Smoot, not Caden.
Number 16. Smoot on the return out to the 33-yard line is where Chambers will set up first down and 10 with 4:46 here in the second.
He brings the ball out
Looking to match that
32-yard
touchdown
line. First down,
from
Chambers.
13 Bessemer.
13 yards better than the last 2 drives.
Let's see if Chambers can get some big plays out of this series. Peyton's under center. Braxton lines up straight behind him. Peyton rolls out to his left. He's looking downfield. Throws out to Braxton to his left. Looking for some running room. Out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. Pickup of about 5-yard line. Second down and 5.
He's out across the 35.
It's a play they had dialed up earlier in the game when the motion penalty was called.
6 yards on the play. Second down and 4.
Peyton's under center. Braxton lines up straight behind him, right up the middle with Braxton Allen for about a 3-yard gain. Should leave about third down and 2 for the Chambers Academy Rebels. Down to the 41-yard line.
Play picks up about 3 yards, brings up
Well, we
third
need to
down
get it here. I
and 2.
hate to see us faced with a 4th down decision.
Ooh, that was a short spot on that.
Got to get just past the 42.
Peyton's under center. Braxton lines up right behind him. Hands off to Benbrook, going off the left side. Finds some running room. He's going to get past the 50, down to the 45-yard line.
Nice run there by the sophomore.
Yeah, he's brought another element to the running game for the Chambers Academy Rebels this year. It's good to see him out there.
First down, Chambers.
Chambers is in Bessemer territory at the 46-yard line. First down and 10, 3:48. Clock's rolling here in the second quarter. Rebels are down 6-14 to Bessemer. Peyton hands off to Benbrook again. And he's wrapped up close to the line, but he gets about a yard gain after forward progress.
Goes to Jordan Benbrook.
Maybe they gave him 2.
Yeah, I think they gave him 2 yards.
He's across the 45 to the 44-yard line.
Pretty
Play
close
picks
to
up
3.
about 2 yards, brings up second down and 8.
We'll say second and 8.
Yep. Happy to report that Rafe is up and walking. I think from a precautionary standpoint, he might be done for tonight, but he is up and walking.
Peyton's in the gun. Hands the ball off to Braxton. Braxton finds some running room across the right side, down past the 40, the 39-yard line.
And now goes to Braxton Allen.
Chester, he made that
He's down
decision
inside
at the
40,
absolutely last
second.
second.
39-yard line.
That was
He let that defensive player make his decision, and he moved
Brings up third down
and handed it off to Braxton. And it's going to be third down and 3 for Chambers at the 39-yard line.
probably is 4-down territory here. You're going to have to try to keep pace.
Yeah, we're getting close to almost 2:20 here in the second quarter. Oh, Peyton keeps it. He finds some running room to the right. He's getting loose. He's going down the right side. He's down the 5, touchdown, Peyton. Wow.
Boom.
What a great individual effort.
Wow.
He saw the option up the middle, bottled up. He touched that ball and ran down the right side beautifully.
Well, hanging in there, Chester.
That's right.
Sure we'll go for 2 here. Try to tie the ball game. And then fasten our seatbelts on defense.
That'll get this crowd here at Torbert Field up.
A little slow getting the play in. Rebels have all 3 timeouts. I think we're going to probably take one.
Yeah, they want to make this one count here.
Well, Coach Allen talking to the line judge about something. Yes, they're going to take a timeout. I was going to say, I'm guessing that surely they won't let the play clock expire during the conversation. No. And they did.
Big hand for these guys.
So, going to draw up the 2-point play.
That was a big score here to get the crowd at Torbert Field up on their feet.
Don't know whether Dijon's been back in or not, but you think maybe if he's healthy, he may be the go-to.
I see him walking here on the sideline. He's got his shoes off.
Well, then it won't be that. So that's 2 of our seniors that have taken to the sidelines. Not sure how serious those injuries are. You got to remember this is a 3A school, so this is not having any impact whatsoever on Chambers playoffs. You want to win every game, but you don't want to get somebody hurt to the point that when you need them 2 weeks down the road, they're not there for you. So right now, Darden and Daniel side by side on the bench there. Neither one of them appears to be.
They got some ice, going to probably take it into halftime.
Yep.
Get it wrapped up, see if that swelling goes down. But here comes the Rebels on the field for a 2-point conversion.
And if we have any Pee Wee football players in the house tonight, make your way down to the bottom of the bleachers.
Daniel up on his own power now. Actually think he's favoring the arm more than the leg. But let's pay attention to the ball game.
A lot of shifting here by the Rebel offense. A little eye candy out there.
Everybody's mighty far from that goal line.
Peyton's going to take it off the left side, and he's going in for a 2-point
Ladies and
conversion.
gentlemen, we are tied 14-14.
Is good.
And Chambers offense answered that touchdown beautifully.
With 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the second quarter, the score is all tied up. Bessemer 14, your Chambers Academy Rebels 14.
Got to really watch these last 2 minutes because it will be Bessemer ball to start the second half. You don't want to give up a cheap touchdown here and another one and find yourself 14 points behind before you even see the ball again.
And we'll see what the strategy is on the kickoff here. You know, are they trying to keep it away from the speed of the returners back there? We'll see what Peyton does with the kickoff here.
We all recognize they have speed. Setting them up on the 45-yard lines at risk as well. Of course, they were on the 20, last time, had a 2-play drive, so.
If it was me, I would just squib it right down the middle of the field, let it bounce around and see where it falls.
Try to fix it where somebody has to fall on it.
Yeah. Well, Peyton checks off, brings the guys to the line. He's ready to go.
Not going to be a long kick because he's
trying to pooch it over there about the 30-yard line. Taking up the left side of the field, and they're getting loose. Peyton's the last guy to beat, and he got by him. And
that's the risk you run on those short kickoffs. There are no flags, so Bessemer.
And we have a flag on the play.
We do have a flag.
Whoa, there's some laundry way back here.
That's a nice thing. I hope it's on them.
Nope, it's on us. It was a full start.
Full start against Chambers.
On Chambers, Bessemer declined.
Well,
goes the distance.
That does not
Bessemer.
negate the kickoff. Like some false starts do negate plays, that does not negate a kickoff. And, well, I guess we hadn't ought to said they shouldn't give up a cheap touchdown because there it went.
Well, it leaves us 159. See if we can match it. Stewart's on for Bessemer for the extra point.
Be a good time to miss one.
What was that about?
Well, I don't know. I don't believe that one's going to count. We're going to have to redo something. Although there are no flags. I think the clock wasn't set.
Huh.
I believe they hadn't started the play clock.
There we go. There's the play clock. Stewart waits for the snap for Bessemer. The kick is up, and it is good.
And that one went in the lagoon as well.
1:59 to go in the half.
Or looked like it did.
It's Bessemer 21, your Chambers Academy Rebels 14.
With 1:59 here left to go in the second quarter at Torbert Field, the Bessemer Academy Rebels took a kick return back for a quick touchdown, and they're up 21-14 against Chambers.
Great cheeseburgers, hamburgers, hot dogs.
And here we go.
Chicken finger baskets, French fries.
Let's see if Chambers can answer quickly because, again,
all kinds of good
Bessemer
stuff.
gets the ball in the
And
first
don't
half.
forget our junior class
If you
is
have a-
selling
if you have a
warm
2-minute
peanuts, sweet tea,
offense,
all kinds of goodies over here next
got a
to
minute
the
and
door.
59 seconds to
Don't
run it
forget
in.
buy your chance to win a red velvet cake. Cooked
Rebels are not
by
really a
Bear
quick
Rich
strike
Bro.
team this year.
Who knows?
More of a
By
grind
chance,
it out.
They say it's a good one.
Main thing we got to do is not let them score
That's right.
to start the second half, because 2 touchdown lead in a game like this could be a little bit difficult to overcome. Neither defense has shown too much ability to stop the other one.
Stewart with the kick. He kicks it deep down to Bembrook. Nope.
So go
Smoot
to
takes
Caden
it
Smoot.
at the 5 out to the 23-yard line. They'll probably mark him at the
Number
23.
25, Caden Smoot on the return.
Took 7 seconds.
He's out across the 20-yard line.
If I remember right, each team has 2 timeouts, so
About the 20, looks like 24-yard line. First down, Chambers.
1:52 left to go here in the second quarter at Torbert Field. Bessemer's up 21-14 against Chambers. Peyton's in the gun, calls for the snap. He's going to go looking downfield. He's looking for number 25, Smoot, overthrown.
Pass intended for number 25, Caden Smoot.
Little hand check out there by number 17, but
ball had long since
Second
gone
down
past
and
him when it
10,
happened.
Chambers.
Well, now you really want to be careful, because you stop the clock 2 more times, and all of a sudden you've given them the ball again.
yep. Second down 10 for the Rebels. Peyton's in the gun. Moving his wide receivers out, spreading that defense out a little bit. Ben Brooks in motion. Peyton throws out to Braxton.
Well, that was not a.
That was a forward
That
pass.
had to be a forward pass.
That was a.
Well, that is not reviewable.
Now they're throwing flags everywhere.
Play is being called a lateral.
And
Goes
it doesn't look
over
like
to
the.
Chambers.
Well,
Over to Bessemer, and there's a flag on the play.
Well, that couldn't have possibly gone any worse, and they're going to have a flag on Chambers probably for, unless it's a sideline warning, it's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on somebody on the field. Don't know if we've already let our replay go by or not.
it looked like it was a lateral.
Our production manager tells us that as he watched it go by, again, we've told you before, we can see what you see at home. After the play has taken place, he feels like the call was not completely inappropriate. We have an unsportsmanlike conduct against Chambers, so that sets Bessemer up on the 10 with nearly 2 minutes left. And this game is quickly spinning away from the Chambers Rebels.
Being marked down, it's just outside the 10-yard line. First down, Bessemer.
First down and 10 for Bessemer with 1:43 here left to go in the second.
A little over 2 minutes left in the half. It was 14-14.
They still can't get a first down inside the 1 yard line. Number 6 calls the snap, hands off to number 21 up the middle. Drives for some hard yards off the right side. They're going to call him down about the 3 yard line. Set up second down and about
Up the middle. He's
2.
inside the 5 to the 4 yard line. Second down and 3.
Clock's getting close to the 1 minute mark here left in the second quarter. Defense needs a big stand here. Hands off to number 1.
Going to get it right there.
And he's in for the touchdown.
That hole opened up early and it stayed open.
He's in for the touchdown.
So with 58 seconds left in the second quarter, the Bessemer Academy Rebels strike again. With their 4th touchdown in the first half.
If this extra point is good, it will equal the most points that the Rebels have given up in a game all year, and it'll be in the first half.
Stewart's on again for Bessemer for the extra point. Snaps down, the hold's good, kick is good.
And the extra point
You see these extra points, you wonder how in the world he missed that field goal.
Yep.
Before the half.
Because those things are high and they go way back.
Academy Rebels 14.
So with 58 seconds left to go in the second quarter.
Well, that was a rough minute and 20 seconds for Chambers. They've given up 2 touchdowns.
Bessemer is up 28-14, and they will get the ball in the second half. So Chambers needs to do something here quickly with 58 seconds left.
With the prospect of having to try to make something out of nothing here just to stay within a touchdown.
We'll have to find our speed players out there.
Hadn't called Josh Holliday's name tonight. Apparently he's been pretty well covered.
I've only seen him out there on a couple plays so far, Calvin.
Yeah, he was there on the first play. And
Caden Smoot and Peyton Allen are back deep for the kick from Stewart. We got a whistle on the field here.
Looks like Chambers took a timeout.
Chambers.
Maybe trying to get a game plan here to see if we can get as many yards on this kickoff return.
Well, he took a timeout and he swapped his return man. I don't know. That leaves Chambers with 1 timeout.
So far during the game, Calvin, you've seen the entire Bessemer defense just lined up at the line. And, you know, we've only had, 2 or 3 pass plays that have gone over the top. One that Rafe Daniel caught. And everything else has been short, drops off to the sides. So we're going to have to start opening up that defense and get some more running room for our running backs.
That's a good one right there, y'all. Also 30 guns, 30 days. $25 each, 5-400. Say a Booster Club member or Mr. Owen.
Stewart's checking off on the line for Bessemer for the kick. And the kick is up. and it is down to, they're going to let it go into the end zone for a touchback.
Kind of wonder if they hadn't.
And it will be a touchback.
Shouldn't have been doing that all night.
And maybe that was what the timeout was about. Don't touch the ball.
Well, you sacrificed the timeout to figure that
Ball
out.
marked
So.
at the 20-yard line. First down, Chambers.
We got 58 seconds to go 80 yards. Let's see what Coach Allen and the offense can dial up here.
It's more than a yard a second.
Peyton's got 2 wide receivers out to his left. Braxton's lined up to his right. Hands off to Braxton. Braxton's looking for some running room, finds it off the left side, continuing to stay on his feet. He's down to about the 28-yard line where it'll set up second down and 8. The clock is still running. We're going to be down about 40 seconds here.
Brings up second down and 2.
Not sure that they're not going to be satisfied just to go to the half, it looks like, Chester.
That's what it appears.
Kind of learned a hard lesson the last time.
Well route.
Number 5, Josh Holiday, makes a catch down to the 44-yard line. He bobbled it, but he kept control of that. Great hand-eye coordination by Holiday.
Well, you
First down, Chambers.
may see a little bit of. You only got 20 seconds.
Peyton calls the snap. Hands off to Braxton off the right side, looking for some running room. Cuts back to the middle. He's down to the 47-yard line.
Take a timeout.
Yep.
Rebels call timeout.
Here's where you wish you had both those timeouts.
Yep.
Line,
Got 9 seconds.
short of a first down, and we have a timeout on Chambers.
Maybe got 2 plays to take a shot at the end zone. I'm not sure. I've never seen or been able to gauge how far Peyton can actually throw the ball in the air. It really hasn't been a situation we've had to worry about this year.
No, we
Or
haven't.
last year, or the year before.
This is going to be one interesting play here. Do you run all 9 seconds or just do a quick slant, fall down, or an out pattern to get out of bounds, or what? You know?
I don't know, there's no timeouts left. So.
All right,
We can't go to the middle of the field.
You're behind them.
You're going to go to the outside.
Sure would be a big development to get a touchdown here.
Yep. The Rebel players are encouraging the fans here at Torbert Field. The ball's inside Bessemer territory. Peyton's in the gun. 2 wide receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Fakes it to Braxton. Braxton's coming out of the backfield. Catches it at the 40. And he is out of bounds at
Number 34, Braxton Allen. He steps out
the
of
37-yard line with
36-yard
2.3 seconds left to go.
If he hadn't gotten out of bounds, I don't
Chambers.
think they could have lined up and spiked it before the time ran out. But
I don't
here we
think
go.
so.
37 yards from the end zone. 1 play to do it. It's going to take some significant blocking by the line.
Yep, they're going to have to hold off that defensive rush. Peyton's looking deep. We've already got a flag on the field.
Whoa, we're
Well, there's an example of Peyton's arm.
Flag on the play.
He can throw it at least 50 yards.
apparently that last person that went on the field was the 12th person. They'll put 2 seconds back on the clock. I wouldn't have thought that would have been a clock stopping play. I would have just figured it would have called back whatever play was. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I guess whoever the 12th one was.
Replay first down.
I saw somebody run on there at the end. I really didn't see who it was.
I didn't either.
But, Will.
Did they mark the ball?
Yes, they did mark off the 5 yards. It's 1st and 15.
Well, Peyton's in the gun, 2 wide receivers to each side. Looking downfield. There's the whistle. He's going over to Smoot on the right side, and it's intercepted and Smoot's
Gotta
dragging
bring
him
him
down. So that will end
Intercepted as we go to the half.
the
Your score.
first half with
Bessemer 28.
Bessemer 28,
Chambers Academy Rebels
Chambers 14.
Well, Chester, you know, when you've had 4 years in a row like Chambers has had, you're going to have a game come up like this where everything goes wrong, and when it goes wrong against a 3A opponent, this is kind of what you get. Chambers is down by 14 in the first half. We'll see what happens. They certainly have to hold the Bessemer offense on downs and get the ball back, because being behind by 3 touchdowns with the type of offense we have that takes time to score would be a pretty steep uphill battle. But here's our cheerleaders.
All right, girls, hang out for a second. We'll introduce y'all real quick. Our varsity cheerleaders, Maddie Reese, Natalie Lovelace, Kaylin Keebler, Lindsay Fuller, Jamie Clark, UCA All-American Claire Allen, UCA All-American Bailey Allen, Kendall Torbert, Alyssa Sorrows, Camden Oliver, UCA All-American Abby Morgan, UCA All-American Shelly Keebler, UCA All-American Lizzie Keebler. Our co-captain, Brandolyn Brumbuckus. And our captain and AISA All-Star, Macy Harmon. All right, let's give our girls a big hand.
Great job there, Chambers cheerleaders. Well, Calvin, in this second half, we're going to have to make some adjustments on defense and corral that speed for against Bessemer.
All right, this past weekend, guys.
Yeah, and we got to do to them what they did to us.
Quick strikes.
Yeah, and win by. You got to win the second half by 2 touchdowns just to get into overtime. Well, here's the future of Rebel football, and it is bright.
4 games in one day.
Our Pee Wee football team.
They went down to Loudon's, wasn't it?
Yes. And won 4 games in one day.
And I tell you what, the future
you know, you got to figure
for the Rebel football program. Good
that's
job,
the closest
guys.
thing to a Pee Wee state championship there is. So the Pee Wee team has done well. Our girls volleyball team, it goes into the Elite 8 in volleyball this week as the number 1 seed. They will take on Meadowview on Monday, and David Howard will be there to carry the game live. We will not be doing any, Chester and I will not be doing any broadcasting commentary because, I mean, what do you say at a volleyball game? But you will be able to watch the game live. David Howard will be there. So if you got to work on Monday, tune it in. I think it's about 2 o'clock. As they take on Meadowview. If they win Monday, they'll play again on Thursday.
Let your boss act like you're doing something.
Yeah. A little Halloween for the Rebelettes.
about that? That was cute.
Great job, girls.
Great job. Not only is the future of football bright, but the future of cheerleading
Now
is bright.
taking the field.
They choreographed
CA
30
girls.
kids to do that, Rebelettes. That was beautiful. Now here are our CA girls.
And y'all be getting out your cake raffle tickets. We'll be drawing for the cake here in just a moment.
Nice job there by the CA girls.
I couldn't describe that any other way but dynamite. You know, that was great. Those girls put a lot of hard work into getting those routines down.
I'm being told was cooked by Buck Sanders.
We got about
If you have
7
ticket
minutes and
number
30
1,
seconds left to go here in the
9,
halftime.
9,
I think me and Calvin are going to take a break real quick and go
Again,
grab a
ticket number
drink, and we'll
1,
jump right back on here right
9,
before
9,
the second half kicks
6.
off.
Yeah, we'll be back in about 5
Make your
minutes
way to
of
the
clock
press
time.
box.
And we are back live here with you at Torbert Field for the last few minutes of halftime. We're less than 2 minutes from the beginning of the third quarter unless the half is extended. And Bessemer, with a late flurry of touchdowns, has taken a 2-touchdown lead here at Torbert Field. The game started off with neither team able to move the ball, and then Chambers was able to move the ball down the field effectively. Went up 6-0. Two-point conversion was no good. Bessemer drove down immediately in about 5 plays and went up 7-6. Then had a 2-play drive to go up 14-6. Rebels had a long 80-yard drive, tied the game at 14. There were 2 minutes left in the half, and it looked pretty good for Chambers. Then the Bessemer Rebels ran a short kickoff back for a touchdown. A forward pass by Peyton Allen was called a lateral and was recovered by Bessemer. Probably really the only controversial play of the first half, which has been basically penalty-free and mistake-free. And the ball was given to Bessemer on about the 20-yard line. Then for good measure, they marked off an unsportsmanlike conduct, give it to them on the 10, and they scored and lead by a score of 28-14. So that's where we are in Chester. Can you tell me what happened? I believe it was on October 3rd, 2015.
October 3rd, 2015. What was that, Calvin?
It's the last time Chambers lost a game at home.
Oh.
Not saying that this is a lost cause, but I don't think we've even been this far behind at halftime since then, except maybe one time when we were playing Lowndes, and I think Lowndes was up by 10, and we came back and beat them. But on that particular night, I remember it well. I was here. We were actually ahead of Pike at halftime, and Pike came back late and won the game 51-50. And that is the last time Chambers lost a home ball game. The last loss before that was a 1-point loss to Springwood in 2014. So this is not something Rebel fans are used to seeing here, is their team behind at halftime. But we're down by 2 touchdowns here. As I said, there was a 14-0 run in the last 2 minutes of the second quarter by Bessemer as they went up by 2 touchdowns, and they won the toss to begin the ball game, so they will receive the ball here in the third quarter. Rebel defense has got to dig in and hold them to have a realistic chance of staying in this ball game. You got to feel the way the Rebels move the offense for Chambers with long, sustained drives. It would be very difficult to outscore somebody by 3 touchdowns, especially with this quick strike Bessemer offense.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to have to get some activity off the corners on defense for Smoot to disrupt that speed so they don't get outside and get those big play gains on the runs, as well as having our secondary tighten up on the pass plays.
Did have 2 senior players injured in the first half. It does not look like either of them will return. Dijon Darden has been wrapped up but is on the sidelines with only 1 shoe on, and he was transported to and fro the field house on the Gator, so he's not able to motivate him very much. And Rafe Daniel went down on a very eerily similar pass play to the one he was hurt on against Abbeville. He appears to have an injured arm and perhaps worked on his injured leg, although he is walking and did walk to the field house at halftime. Trying to find him on the field now. But he did go to the field house on his own power at halftime, so certainly we're hoping that he's just maybe shaken up a little bit. You know, that kind of injury, Chester, you run the same kind of play and take the same kind of lick. It's got to be a little bit of an emotional strain too, because you're thinking, well, I don't want to get my leg hurt again.
Right, yeah. You know, taking that pass over the shoulder and getting tackled from behind, your legs get bent underneath you, and it can be a nasty injury. But on a positive note, just checking the radar, looks like we're free from any more rain. Maybe a light shower here and there. The PA announcer and the audio department here at Torbert Field getting the fans pumped up as we get ready to kick off in the third quarter here. Again, the Bessemer Rebels are up 28-14 against Chambers. Peyton's got the kickoff team out there on the field, and they're waiting for the clock to run down.
Yeah, we got 10 seconds before we can even start. And the half is officially over. As Jake Higgins comes out of the locker room a little late as well. But he is trotting along, so we're guessing he was.
Well, Peyton kicks off. Little onside kick, bouncing around down there. And it's going to be recovered by Bessemer at the 38-yard line. First down and 10 for them is where they're going to set up.
David Howard and I were talking at halftime about the advisability of an onside kick. That was sort of a modified onside kick. It's probably more designed to keep him from being returnable than anything else. And here we go. This is the defensive stand of the game. Bessemer scores here. It's going to be really tough for the Chambers offense. And immediately we have stopped the clock for some reason. Official not happy with the fact that 31 seconds went off, because certainly it didn't take 31 seconds to run that kickoff play. So we will reset the clock. 11:56. Well, 4 seconds is a conservative estimate of that, but we'll take that, I guess.
All right, clock set. First down and 10, Bessemer.
I would have said maybe 5 seconds instead of 4, but oh well.
Well, Bessemer hands ball off to number 1 up the middle. Wrapped up by a host of Rebels for little gain, a 2-yard gain it looks like. Let's set up second down and 8 from the 40 for Bessemer.
Well, so far so good.
By a host of Rebels. Brings up second down and 8.
Bessemer takes the snaps, passes out to number 15. Tackled by Hayden Hurst out at the 41-yard line, 42-yard line, excuse me. That was enough for a Bessemer first down.
Wow.
That was a lot of space they were giving that wide receiver over there, a lot of cushion.
Got all the way down to the 42. That's
Hayden Hurst.
Putting the other team in 4-down territory right out of the gate here.
Hand off number 1 up the middle. Wrapped up by number, who's that, 55. Dean Sheffield on the tackle. After about a 4-yard pickup.
Good to see Sheffield and Cade Tarver both out there. Chester, they both had some injury bugs too, but they seem to have gotten back into the game in good health at this point.
Second down, 7, 6, however you want to call it. Bessemer, 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Looking to his left, getting a little push, trying to contain. He's going over the top. And
oh, my goodness.
Number 18.
Well, a 3-play touchdown drive is not how you drew it up in the locker room.
No. Eli Bozel with the touchdown reception with 10:28 here in the third.
Well,
touchdown pass made by number 10, Josh McFarland.
Stewart comes on for Bessemer for the extra point. Plays it down, kick is up.
And the extra point.
And he has been on target all night, Stewart, with the extra points.
Third quarter, it's Bessemer 35, your Chambers Academy Rebels 14.
So with 10:28 here in the third quarter, Bessemer Academy is up 35-14 against Chambers Academy. It's a quick strike off the first offensive possession for Bessemer here in the second half. Nice pass play down the left side. And this is going to have to get Coach Allen's offense to get their passing game going and get some offense running.
Yeah, you certainly got to stick this ball in the end zone at some point in time. You've got to figure out what's going on, why you played such good defense all year, and all of a sudden the floodgates are open.
Yep.
Because this is a team that only scores 32 points a game, and they've got 35 right now. When they played Tuscaloosa, they got beat 17-16. So
Benbrook and Smoot are back for the kick from Stewart from Bessemer. Stewart checks off. And the kick is up and goes into the end zone for a touchback.
I think that's probably the wise thing to do on kickoffs from now on.
Be brought out to the 20-yard line.
He's going to kick it down there every time. And
It'll be first down, Chambers.
First down and 10 for Chambers with 10:28 here in the third quarter. Let's see what Coach Allen has to dial up here with Peyton and Braxton and the rest of the offensive crew here.
well, if I count right, we got 11 out there. That's a good start.
To make sure, yep.
At this point, just run your offense. And
Peyton's in the gun, hands off to keeps it up the middle, finds some nice running room. He's wrapped up by number 99.
And according to the line judge, got a first down.
Yep, got him out past the 30 to the 31. That's enough for a Rebel first down.
First down,
Chambers. Rebel first down.
Yes, there is.
Peyton's in the gun, two wide receivers to the right. Braxton lines up to his right. Fakes a handoff to Braxton. He's got some running room off the right side. He's looking for some more room. Stiff arms number 1 goes down right at the first down marker at the 40-yard line. Looks like it should be enough for a first down. Yeah, they're moving the chains already.
Across just shy of the 40-yard line.
You know, the real shame at this point, Chester, I guess, and of course it's always if, especially in football, but that lateral call at the end of the first half is it's going to end up being the turning point of this game, and that's that was kind of a.
I guess they're going to call that second and 1.
I don't know what the line judge saw there, and he was closer to the play.
Hands off to Braxton across the left side. He's got enough for the first down. Down to the 42-yard line.
Number 34, Braxton Allen. He'll be marked down at the 42-yard line. First down, Chambers.
Still got a lot of football to play here.
Yeah.
9 minutes left to go in the third.
Got 21 minutes of football left. Got to figure out this offense on the other team.
Peyton fakes the handoff to Braxton. He's looking down the middle. He's going over to Benbrook, down the middle.
Oh my goodness, he tipped it right to the other guy.
Number 21 with the interception. He's going down the left side. He's calling out for blockers. And he's finding some room down the left side, and he stepped out of bounds somewhere around the 31-yard line. Just off the fingertips of Jordan Benbrook, right into the hands of number 21.
Takes the ball back across midfield.
That's
Shamad Muhammad with the interception.
That's one of those plays when you start to think, well, this just isn't our night.
Yeah.
I mean, that was no one's fault whatsoever. Benbrook got his hands on the ball. The ball was well thrown. And as he was going down trying to make the play, it tipped it right into the Bessemer guys' hands, and here they are 31 yards away from putting this game in
a tough spot.
Tough spot.
Yeah. The Chambers defense needs to come up with a turnover quick to get this momentum turned around.
That's 2 turnovers for the Rebels. First one.
Handoff up the middle for about a 5-yard gain.
First one didn't hurt because it was the last play of the first half. But we'll see whether this one hurts or not.
Yep. Down to the 33-yard line. About second down and 6 for Bessemer. Getting close to the 8-minute mark here in the third quarter. Bessemer up 35. Chambers 14. Bessemer's got 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Looking out to his right, quick pass out to number 14. Wrapped up by number 55, Dean Shetfield on the tackle.
Be a first down. Got to feel like if he hadn't cut back, he would have scored there. I don't think he realized how much of an open field he had in front of him if he'd cut to the right and he tried cutting to the left, and Dean wrapped him up.
Looks like the officials may be calling for a measurement here.
Mr. Riff says, hold on there, fellas. Going to be a first down.
First down, Bessemer.
You know,
all right, Rebel fans, let's get up. Let's get
you
loud.
told me it was 35-14, and that told me who was ahead. I would have felt pretty good about this game. I would have thought, well, we did all right.
Yes, sir.
This is kind of where we're accustomed to being.
Yep. Bessemer hands off, goes to the right side, finds some running room, and he's in number 17.
Got a flag here, maybe holding.
Josh McMillan.
It was.
Oh, holding.
I guess that explains why he got through that big old hole. That will be 1st and 20.
Holding on Bessemer. That'll take them back from the 10 yards from the spot of that foul. Still be first down.
10 yards marked off from the spot of the foul. Moves the ball back to the 30-yard line. Brings up about 2nd down and 20. I'm sorry, 1st down and 20.
Well, Chambers came into tonight's game, Chester, ranked number 1 for the first time ever in the Sports Writers poll in AISA. That'll be something this team can take to the bank, even if things don't go well tonight. A lot of positives from this season and a lot of positives left, you got to feel like.
Yep. Peyton Allen makes a tackle out of bounds at the
Out of bounds, we have a couple of flags on the play.
25-yard lines. Yeah, some more laundry on the field.
One of them just got dropped. I don't know. The official is Mike, but he has not chosen to use it but once. Going to be major distance.
That chop block.
Call against Bessemer. Ball will be marked all the way back to the 45-yard line.
It's going to be.
Well, Bessemer is taking themselves in the direction that Chambers wants to go.
Yeah, first and 35.
I didn't quite catch what that penalty was, but
I think it was some sort of illegal block, but it was in the personal foul variety because it was 15 yards. And it apparently happened behind the play because the yardage was marked off behind the line of scrimmage. So here we are.
Number 1 right up the middle for Bessemer for a gain out to the 37-yard line.
Handoff goes up the middle.
It's got to be one thing Chambers fans did not ever expect to happen in this game, and that's the fact that their defensive line is being handled like it is. Well, that's not been a trademark of Jason Allen coach teams ever. He always has a strong defensive front and always plays well against the run. Tonight they have had.
There's a lot of emotion on the field right now.
Almost been rushing at will.
Yeah.
Play picked up 7.
Bessemer hands off to number 1 up the left side for a couple-yard gain. Defensive line wraps him up down at the 34-yard line.
Going to bring a
39-yard line.
Long third down. 3rd and 26. Moose said 29, but it's 26. Line to gain is
Third
the
down, 26.
12.
Yep.
Well, that's longer than that. They're on the 34. 34 minus 12 is, no, it's 22. So it's 3rd and 22. Oh, well, long way.
Exactly. Bessemer has to call a timeout with 5:14 here in the third.
Yeah, they were about to lose the play clock.
What you got, Rebel fans? All right, you still got time to pick up those chances for the Auburn Ole Miss tickets, $5 each. And don't forget, anytime see one of the Booster Club members or Mr. Owen to get your drum tickets, $25 each or $5,400.
Well, Bessemer's had more than one play tonight that's gone more than 26 yards. One of those was a kickoff return, but they've had several plays from scrimmage that have exceeded 26 yards, so this is not beyond.
All right, let's get loud, Rebel.
Well, I just got a little update here from a friend of mine about that last penalty we were confused about. It was an illegal blindside block.
Okay.
Yeah, so something, learn that call now. Thank you, Mr. McDaniel. Number 17 here on the reverse,
Well,
and he's
didn't work.
wrapped up by number 16. Smoot gets loose. Oh.
Well, as I told you, it's not beyond possibility. He's in for the touchdown.
No flags on the field.
That play was going nowhere. How many people do you see get away from Brody Smoot on a tackle?
Very few.
And the
ball's going to be marked down inside
the running clock that we have been so familiar with in our favor is just about to trigger here against us.
Number 5.
One more score would trigger it, if I remember right.
Kick is up by Stewart. And it is good.
Well, this team hasn't run 5 or 6 in a row for nothing. They were, they're 7-3, and I think that fooled a lot of people. Didn't fool the sports writers because they had them coming in at number 5, but 7-3, considering they lost their first 2, they are really like 7-1 in the last 8, and that one loss was that what Coach Allen calls sort of a fluke field goal by Tuscaloosa. Otherwise, they'd be looking at 8 in a row. But now 7 out of 8, and this game's well in hand at this point. You never say never, but it sure would be tough to.
Smoot and Jordan Benbrook are back for the kick.
Not saying we can't score 28, but so far we've only stopped them one time, and that was on a missed field goal. They've not punted all night. Of course, Chambers hasn't punted either. Difference. Up until that point, the difference had been a kickoff return and a crazy call on a pass play, but that was just sheer determination on that run.
Kick is deep and picked up by Benbrook going up the right side. He's out to the 20, 25, 30, getting some more yards out there. Wrapped up at about the 32-yard line.
Kickoff is returned by number 13, Jordan Benbrook. He's out across the 30 to the 33-yard line. First down, Chambers.
Chambers will start off first down and 10 with 4:50 here in the third. Down 42-14 against Bessemer. Braxton's lined up in the backfield to Peyton's right. Hands off to Braxton. Braxton's trying to get loose, find some running room. Fights for about 5 yards. Out to the 38-yard line. Set up second down and a long 5.
Second down and 5.
4.5 minutes of playing time left in quarter number 3.
Peyton takes the snap up the middle for maybe a 2-yard gain out to the 40-yard line.
Got to the 40, line of gains the 43.
Allen up the middle, he'll be marked down at the 40, picks up 2 yards.
Third down and 3 for the
Third down and 3.
Chambers Academy Rebels.
Gavin Kite in on offense. I'm not sure I've seen him go in on offense much tonight.
He's lined up alongside in the backfield with Braxton. Braxton off the left side finds some room, enough for a first down for the Chambers Academy Rebels.
Number 34, Braxton Allen with the carry. He's out across the 45 to the 47-yard line. First down, Chambers.
Three and a half minutes to go in quarter number 3.
Peyton's under center.
Looked like he tried to go with that hard count, but
Gavin's lined up straight behind him.
1st and 10. That may not have been.
Gavin right up the middle for a hard 3-yard gain. They're going to give him about the 49-yard line.
And off to number 21, freshman Gavin Kite. He'll pick up maybe a couple yards on the play, bring up second down and 8.
Excuse me, correction, second down and 8.
Ball mark at the 49-yard line.
Thought somebody was shaking up for Bessemer, but he was just tying his shoe.
Peyton hands off to Braxton off the left side, and he is wrapped up quickly by number 99,
And now goes to
Not sure he
L.T.
got,
Overton.
don't know that he got anything on that play. Now they didn't even move
third
the.
down and 8, number 99, L.T. Overton on the tackle.
That's going to set up Chambers' third down and 8, getting close to the 2-minute mark here in the third quarter.
Got to figure it's 4 down territory. 16 seconds on the play clock. Little uncertainty there on what they were calling.
Peyton keeps it, and he dives forward to the 50.
The defense stayed home that time.
Peyton Allen.
They've made some adjustments on that, Bessemer,
Got
and
into the
kept an eye.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. That's
Yeah,
now we're on the 50-yard line.
Yep.
Dr. Crowder.
Now they got a spy on Peyton, so he's not getting the running he was getting in the first quarter there.
Chambers just about has to go for it, even though they're setting Bessemer up if they don't make it in excellent field position. But you're he may be backing up. He may kick it. Yeah.
Peyton kicks it down.
That's going to flip the field nicely. They'll be down in the
9-yard
the
line.
inside the 10.
Peyton Allen's punt will be down inside the 10.
Guess that's the advantage of having your quarterback as your punter.
Yep.
That was actually Chambers' first punt of the night. They've not had the ball that many times. They scored twice when they had it. I take that back. I believe they punted on the first drive. So second punt of the night, but they have had 2 drives end in turnovers. 3 drives end in turnovers. I keep forgetting about the interception at the end of the first half.
Well, we're down to 57 seconds here in the third quarter. Bessemer is up 42-14 against Chambers. Bessemer starting off from their own 9-yard line.
Hey, Chris.
Quarterback takes the read off the left side. Tackled by
Quarterback keeps around the left end. Tackle made on the play by number 34,
Braxton Allen made the tackle.
Play picks up 6 yards. Brings up second down and 4.
Second down and 4 for Bessemer. Ball's out to the 15-yard line. Bessemer hands the ball to number 1. Wrapped up. He got loose. Getting some yardage up the left side. Peyton's in pursuit. He steps out of bounds at the 48-yard line. They're in Chambers territory. And looks like we might have an injury on the sideline over there. He gets up slowly, but on his own efforts. Good to see. Don't want to see anybody get hurt out there.
And we have a player down for Chambers.
Well, a touchdown here would trigger the running clock. Let's see who's down for us. He said somebody was.
We're back down here at the.
Oh, okay.
That's Jake Waldrop.
And he comes up with a leg problem. Perhaps the running clock might not be a bad thing. You hate to be on the receiving end of it when you've been on the giving end of it for all these years, but these senior players need to be ready for the playoffs. That's a tough 3-game stretch. First round, maybe not so much. You're going to play the number 4 team from the other side, but then you're looking at playing Wilcox and Crenshaw if you're going to win a state championship, and that's the number 2 team, which will probably be number 1 in Crenshaw next week. And then Wilcox was number 3, so they may well move up to number 2. Chambers should stay in the top 5, but certainly won't be number 1 this week.
Brody Smoot checks in. First down and 10 for Bessemer. Hands off to number 15 up the middle and gains about 4 yards. That offensive line for Bessemer is moving the defensive line for Chambers back pretty easily.
Third quarter was all Bessemer, 14-0,
Chambers Academy Rebels,
including a touchdown on a 3rd and 26 play. We have 12 minutes to go. Bessemer is driving. Let's watch the cheerleaders or the scoreboard. Not sure which one. I think the camera will move back shortly. And we'll start talking about what's left.
All right, if you bought a ticket for the Auburn-Ole Miss game, be getting those out.
Tuscaloosa Academy is going to look at this score in the morning and say, wow, I'm glad we played Bessemer when we did, because,
yes,
you know, we beat Tuscaloosa early, and then they, I think the next week, beat Bessemer.
If you have ticket number 3,
that gave Tuscaloosa their region title, so they'll be at home.
8.
Bessemer will be at home first round, have to travel second round.
50-yard line tickets. Again, ticket number 3933008. And just find Mr. Owen, and he has your tickets for you.
Well, we talked earlier about the 51-50 loss was the last home loss in 2015. This will be the largest loss since the first game of that year, first loss of that year, excuse me. We went down to Abbeville, played Abbeville twice, played in the state championship game that year, but they beat us 41-7 down at Abbeville. After we got a 7-point lead, they scored 41 in a row. This is very similar.
Bessemer's looking to pass and wrapped up in the backfield by Braxton Allen and number 76, Gabe Brooks.
Bring up third down.
To the 49-yard line by number 34, Braxton Allen.
His first time.
Brings up third down.
Maybe first time. Could be the second sack of the game. I don't remember.
Yeah, good pressure by the defensive line to disrupt the quarterback.
Haven't been very many tackles for loss tonight, that's for sure.
Bessemer spreads the offense out. 2 wide receivers to each side. Quarterback rolls to his right. He's looking for his receiver down the side. Overthrown. Peyton Allen on the coverage.
Well,
Stops the clock with 11:08 here in the fourth.
this will bring Bessemer's first punt of the night.
Now we got a big
Good coverage by Peyton over there on the right side.
Second defensive stop of the night for Chambers. First was on the first drive of the game when they missed a field goal. So this will be the first
will take place from 12 to 4.
change of possession type defensive stand. It comes with 11 minutes left in the contest.
$5 entry fees.
We've got Peyton Allen and Braxton Allen back deep for the punt return.
To the winner.
Well, kind of think. Oh, clock ran out. Looked to me like Gavin Kite was lined up off sides, but I didn't think they would stop play for that.
44-yard line.
Peyton comes over and tells him maybe to back up a step.
Yep. Now Braxton is deep for the kick return. Takes it to the 22-yard line, looking for some running room up the right side, finds it. He's going down the sideline, and he's hit out of bounds by number 36.
Yeah, that's not going to be a penalty, though, because he laid off of that hit. He didn't.
First down,
Yep.
Chambers.
He didn't try to drive him into the ground or anything. He was very disciplined. He just made sure he stayed out of bounds. So they're not going to flag you for something like that. Crowd didn't even call for a flag. I think everybody recognized it was a.
It was a good play on the side of the Bessemer. Good choice by him. Rebels start off at the 42-yard line, first down and 10 with 10:32 here in the fourth. Chambers is looking to put together some quick offensive scores. Ben Brooks in motion. Peyton keeps the ball up the middle, dives forward for about a 5-yard gain.
Across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Should set up, well, about 4-yard gain. Second down and 6 for Chambers at the 46-yard line. Peyton brings the offense to the line, 2 wide receivers to his left. Fakes the handoff to Braxton. Finds some running room on the right side. Gets down past the 40, down to the 35, and he's down to the 32-yard line. First down, Chambers.
35, he'll be marked down
Nice
at the
run there.
32-yard line.
It's the best run he's had since he
First
tied the
down,
game
Chambers.
late in the second quarter.
Takes the ball again right up the middle. Finds some more running room. Looks like it's enough for another first down for the Rebels. Chambers.
Number 10, Allen down. He'll be marked down at the 21-yard line. First down, Chambers.
.9:15 left to go here in the fourth. First down and 10 for the Rebels. 21-yard line. Hands off to Braxton off the left side. Finds some running room for about
And out goes to
5 yards.
Braxton Allen. He's down inside the 20 to the 17.
Should bring up about second down along 5 or 6.
Second down and 6, Chambers.
You know, I guess some people would look at this game, Chester, on the schedule and think, why are you playing a team like that late in the year when you're getting ready for the playoffs? Well, we're supposed to be over in Linden, Alabama tonight playing Marengo, and that would have been our last region game, and they did not reopen, so Coach Allen had to replace them. This was a game that was available, and why not play somebody and see what you're made of and how well you stack up with them. We still have three up to three 1A opponents to play. This will be our last 3A. We'll end up the year 3-1 against 3A teams.
3 yards. Brings up third
Either
down.
Jackson or Abbeville will be here 2 weeks from tonight. Get by that game, and more than likely Wilcox will be here.
Put the flag on him, Ralph.
And
Push the ref like that. That's a personal foul touching the ref.
Third down and 9 for the Rebels. Peyton drops back, looking for a receiver.
he's got him wide open.
He's got Josh Holliday across the middle, and Holliday's down to the 6-yard line.
He's down inside.
Josh Holliday's become a very dependable receiver.
Yes.
Chambers.
That's going to be big for the offense going into the playoffs.
Yeah. And you were talking about, why would you play a game like this? And you're absolutely right. It shows what you're made of, and it's a great learning opportunity to go up against a team like this. And these kids have nothing to, be ashamed about or anything. They've had a great run and a great history here at Chambers as seniors.
Going to score.
And Braxton's going off the left side, and
get
he's
in there.
down to the 1-yard line.
First and goal, Chambers. Or second goal, excuse me.
Just inside the 1, second goal. Chambers.
One thing you have to, and I'm sure Coach Allen's going to teach this the next 2 weeks. Do you want to feel this feeling again this year, or do you want to do something about it?
Yep.
And this could be the spark that gets us past an undefeated Crenshaw team down in Troy, because if Crenshaw makes the state championship game, we'll be undefeated. And they played Wilcox last week and beat them at Wilcox.
Short.
They give the ball to Braxton up the middle, and there's no call yet on the field. They're going to call him down short.
Apparently the ball came out, but
they're marking him just shy, saying he was down.
Referee was pointing emphatically at the ground as though the runner was down. So a couple more plays to go. Got about a half a quarter. I meant to look up this week what a half of a quarter was. Didn't do it. I know it's an eighth, but I don't know what the mathematical term is. This is where you would normally see Dijon Darden, but he is.
Yep.
He's not even in uniform anymore down on the sideline.
I'll give the ball to Braxton off the left side. He's in for a touchdown, Braxton.
Is in for the Chambers touchdown.
That's where you got to give credit where credit's due. Braxton's a senior.
Yep. He's going to leave it all out on the field.
Let him make the touchdown. If he doesn't make it, then he's left it on the field. But give him every opportunity as a senior running back to make that touchdown.
Chambers will line up for 2.
Just got a score in from one of our viewers. Wilcox is leading Sparta 42-0.
Hand the ball off to number 21, Gavin Kite.
And the 2-point conversion
is no good.
That means that Sparta will be eliminated.
In the fourth quarter.
That gets it down to Abbeville and Jackson, and I believe they play actually next week. There is another week of regular season left in the AISA. For the last several years, Coach Allen has chosen that to be our open week. He puts you in a position to play in 10 games in a row without a break, but then you get a break right before the playoffs, and that has worked well because we've made 4 championship games in a row.
And want to remind everyone one more time, make plans to travel down to Montgomery on Monday at 2 p.m. as our Chambers Academy varsity girls volleyball team will be competing in the Elite 8.
If the Rebels win in 2 weeks, Wilcox would be the likely opponent, and they are winning 42-0 over Sparta. Sparta's another one of those schools that quite often struggles in football, although they do real well in baseball and basketball. This is a reclassification year. We don't know if we'll stay in 1A or be in 2A for the next 2-year rotation. But we know we've got some players that can make plays in either classification. Oddly enough, we've only played one 2A school this year, and that was Springwood.
Yep.
Well, that onside
kick
was well designed, but it took a wicked bounce and went right to a Bessemer player.
And they recovered at the 49-yard line with 5:44 left to go here in the fourth. Bessemer's up 42-20 against Chambers Academy.
Well, Chester, in reality, that onside kick was sort of the last gasp because now clock's going to be running and you don't have the ball. Would have taken a recovery and a quick touchdown and then a little more magic somewhere down the line. So this game probably has now switched over to let's just don't get anybody hurt.
Yep. Bessemer hands off up the middle. Running back and tackled by number 10, Peyton Allen, deep in the secondary. Down to the 28-yard line.
He's down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
Seeing numbers here for Bessemer that we haven't seen, so apparently they're into their second string. It's one thing about being a 3A school, you typically have 2 or 3 strings. Not that many years ago, Chambers played Ashford here, last game of the year, with a playoff berth on the line. It went into overtime, and Ashford won with a field goal of all things. Chambers ended that game with 10 players total. Not 10 on the field, 10 total. So our football program is certainly in the best shape it's ever been in. Everything's still on the table now except for an undefeated season and a winning streak. And those things will be very unimportant if you bring home a state championship trophy.
Yes, this will be a fading memory if all the other things go in line.
You ask a senior, you ask a member of this senior class.
Thompson and number 55, Dean Sheffield.
If we can bring home this championship, ask a member of the senior class what they accomplished, and they won't even worry about the fact that they lost their last home game. They're going to talk about they won the last 2 state championships. They ended all 4 seasons in Troy, and it'll be a fleeting memory, as you said. So
exactly.
Time to pick up the pieces. Hopefully the defense can keep this game from getting up to a 49
Bessemer keeps it on the ground. All right, up the middle, down to about the 16-yard line.
And now goes up the middle, tackle made on the
That was enough for a first down for Bessemer.
Gabe Brooks.
And like you said, Calvin, next week we have off.
The play picks up first
and
down,
then the
first down and 10, Bessemer.
Playoffs resume here.
What are you doing next Friday night?
I don't know. I've been doing something for 10 weeks every Friday night.
I'm going to go to a football game. I'm going to Spain Park. My nephew is a senior, and it's senior night. He is not a first stringer, but he's a receiver for Spain Park. Of course, Spain Park's a 7A school, so I imagine their senior night might take an hour. But I'm going to go watch my nephew Ben Rice. Don't know if he's listening, but I'm coming up there to see him for his senior night.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I've never been to a 7A game.
That's some big time up there in Birmingham. I lived up there and got to see some Homewood games, and that was some huge games up there.
I went to a JV game when he was JV, and there were twice as many people at the JV game than there are here tonight. So that's I can only imagine what the varsity game will be like. I can't remember who they're playing.
You may need to get a shuttle service in from the parking lot, you know.
Right.
Well, the Rebels stopped the Chambers stopped.
First and goal for Bessemer at the 5.
Number 21, Samad.
Yep.
Almost 3 minutes left.
55, Dean Sheffield.
Not sure they're going to be able to run this clock out. They don't particularly seem to be trying to score, but
First and goal.
but they're not going to be able to run the clock out either. Somebody's going to have to either rise up or
there's going to be a touchdown.
Yeah.
All burgers
First
hot
and
dogs
goal
are
for
$1
Bessemer
each.
with 2:25 here left to go in the fourth. They're at 42-20 against Chambers.
Be about 2 minutes left when this ball is snapped.
Oh,
Whoa.
high snap. Over the head of the quarterback, and he's wrapped
Well, now
up.
that helped.
Yep.
Now we're under 2 minutes. Maybe we'll get out of here with just a 22-point loss, which is bad enough.
Smoot tackled the quarterback
Second down and go.
back at the 22-yard line.
That is not their first string quarterback. That's what, number 8? So he's probably, let's see,
That's number
8. It's not even on, or is it 10? Maybe it's number 10. No, it is number 8. It's not even on there, is it?
no.
Oh, well, we don't know who he is, so he's obviously not an upperclassman.
Don't forget after the game to please look around your area, and if you have any trash that is in your area, please help us pick that up. Find the trash can, please.
All right, we're going to name our senior class as our players of the game.
Well deserved.
We will see if any of them, I know they're not going to be the happiest folks in the town of Lafayette, but we'll see if any of them will come up and let us talk to them a few minutes. This senior class will be now 46-3 overall, 25-1 at home, and still 20-0 on the road. They never lost a road game.
Yes, we're taking the victory formation, and that was it.
That will be your ball game.
Tough night
Your
for the
final
Chambers
score.
Rebels.
That's
Yep.
for
See a lot of
42. Your Chambers Academy Rebels,
dejected
20.
Looks, a lot of heads hanging low.
They have
That's
no
what
reason.
It's what you hope you don't see, and that's
Still been a great season.
I've sent word down to Coach Emily Guilford, who helps us get our players of the game. We hope some of them will come up because we want to talk to them and encourage them.
The Rebels
Absolutely.
We know Coach Allen will do that as well.
Bessemer, and
This will
wish them a
sting.
safe drive back home.
And it should sting. But if it stings in the right way,
That's your ball game.
It'll
Good.
motivate them hard through the playoffs and
We
into the
will
state
have playoffs
championship.
coming up next.
because I'll tell you what, Chester,
So let's say ready.
Don't know if we'll be
stand
in
behind these young men, this
Troy.
coaching staff.
but I'd be willing to bet that team we just played to be down there.
Yep.
They've
And
now
let's let them
won
know that we're still supporting them, y'all.
6 in a
Let's have a
row,
big hand for both of these teams tonight.
won 8 out of 9. 1 point loss has kept them from winning 9 in a row. And you go back to the last 2 minutes of the first half. You know, you don't give up those 2 touchdowns. It's a 28-20 game, and that casts a whole different
light on the game.
whole different look.
Yeah.
But it ain't 28-20. It's 42-20.
And these
Don't
kids
really
have
know.
nothing to be ashamed about. They have put it all on the line out there and have done a wonderful job. The seniors, you know, have led a great example for this school and this community. And we're awful proud of all of them out there, the coaching staff as well, and the fans that continue to support this team no matter what.
And again, this is a 39-game regular season winning streak. I was really hoping they could get this one to get to 40. But 39 games ago, who would have thought we'd be standing here saying we hadn't lost since we lost to Pike? That night we lost to Pike. We were 2-3. No, 2-2. We were 2-2 the night we lost to Pike. We finished that season 10-3. So we won 8 out of 9. The only loss we had the rest of the year was in Troy when we replayed Abbeville. 28-game home winning streak comes to an end. A 23-game road winning streak is still intact, and that's still the longest one in the state right now, public school or private school. So it's all still on the table, as we said earlier, except for the undefeated season. We will see how many seniors we can interview. Chester and I both respect their emotions at this point, and we'll understand if all of them come. We'll understand if none of them come.
Yeah, we completely understand, but they need to keep that head held high because they got a lot to be proud of, and they've done a lot for this school. Senior class has, and as well as this town. And when we go places, we get complimented so well about their professionalism and their behavior and the way they respect things, and it's just proud to be a Rebel from
If you'll look out on
Chambers
the field,
Academy.
Look out on the field there, folks. There's just as many people out there after a loss as there is after a win. We've been to 4 road games this year, and I don't mean this as an insult to anybody that we beat, but I ain't seen a big crowd out on any of those 4 fields after they lost. So this is what being a Chambers Rebel is all about.
And this town will rally around these kids and this team in the school, and we'll be right back where we were, with the emotions and the expectations going into the playoffs. And, again, best of luck to Bessemer. They played a great game out there. And I just want to be very proud of these seniors out there. And let's hope they can bring home the state championship down there in Troy. But we got a week off. Like you said, you're going to go to Spain Park. Probably going to go to the house, get a break, and you never know, though. Production David Howard may drag me to some other football game to do something.
Y'all could go watch Abbeville and Jackson and see who we're going to play in the first round.
We might do that. You never know. This is the time of the year, one of the best times of the year, fall in high school football and college football. Tomorrow is going to be a great game.
We hope.
I think it's going to be in the favor of some Eagles, War Eagle.
But
we'll see how that plays out down there.
You're quite
in Baton
the
Rouge.
optimist. I hope you're right. You finished 9-1, second best season obviously Chambers has ever had, because 10-0 would be your best season. We've had 3 10-0 seasons in a row, so this is not something you're used to. Obviously, if we'd have gone to Marengo tonight, this one would have been 10-0. But again, let me say, is that really what you want? I mean, do you really want to go wallop somebody that you're vastly overmatched with, or do you want to play a good team here that's playing their best ball of the season? I know Coach Allen said he thought we were playing our best ball of the season. I think we were.
And you get better with challenges.
But when those wheels came off after that lateral, it just was like we never could get it back.
But these kind of things make you stronger, and hopefully it builds these kids up, and they learn from this, and they're going to take this energy and into the playoffs and run right through it, and maybe bring home number 2, right?
You're right.
So. It's been a pleasure, Calvin, this year. This is our first year doing this.
It's been a blast.
Yeah.
Of course, we're not done yet.
Not done yet for the it's the end of the regular season, but I've had a great time doing this with you and David.
I think back, we came up here after a 30-minute rain delay in August. Lee Scott.
Yeah.
You and I had handheld mics at that point in time.
Yeah.
Stumbled all over each other, talked all over each other because we couldn't hear each other really, and production manager Howard got us these headsets, and from there on out we've been just sailing along. Played Tuscaloosa, got behind them, got a turnover, went ahead, and hung on and won that game. That's probably been the game of the year so far. Then we beat Cornerstone, I believe it was.
We've had some adventures.
I can't remember who came after Cornerstone.
Well, I'm just thinking about the four game road.
Yeah, we started 4-0 at home,
and
then went on the road, climbed
the ladders all over the
Jack Sparrow's ladder at Southern. Went down to Southern, 4-0, but didn't really know what kind of team we had, and Southern was undefeated, and they're still 7-1.
Great team down there.
So they're a factor if they can slip up on Crenshaw, which they could do, I suppose. So that we're their only loss of the season. They're in the top 10. Then we went down to Springwood, climbed another ladder. That was more like a fire escape ladder.
Yeah, that was probably the scariest, but
that's where we learned the lesson about the 51-yard line. And
I think 51.
Then we headed to.
Went to Pickens after.
No, Success Unlimited.
Success, yeah.
Wasn't such
Thursday
a bad
night.
trip Thursday night.
Yeah, Thursday night.
Stood up on the asphalt roof.
Yeah.
And then down to Pickens, which had really nice facilities. Had ceiling fans and our own little cubby. Another Lightning game that was delayed. And then we come home last week. Big win over Meadowview. And then tonight.
Yeah.
And you knew all along that this winning streak would have to come to an end. You didn't want it to end, and that's probably one of the things I'll talk to Coach Allen about when we interview him after the game is you never prepared for it to end, but what do you do when you got to start over? So we'll find that out.
We'll put the pieces back together, and work harder and get back out there on the field and keep chugging along
Jason
and never
Allen's
give up.
the winningest coach in Chambers history. Obviously, he's won right at a third of the games that Chambers Academy has ever won in its 49 seasons. And he'll get it straightened out.
And we wish all the best to the kids out there that may have been bumped and bruised up tonight. Get a little rest and relaxation this weekend and heal up quick and get ready for some playoff football. And we will have 2 home games during the playoffs.
We hope. Got to win
Hopefully.
next week.
We got to
win the first.
Got to win the first one, but we should have a home field advantage through the playoffs. Looking forward to that. And just again, another side note, Chambers Academy Sports Live will be down in Montgomery, correct, David?
Yes.
Monday
At the
Elite Eight
Sportsplex
for the girls volleyball. If you have not been able to watch that, you need to take a moment. That is something spectacular. I have really gotten into it this year, and it's something. I'll tell you. And the Chambers girls volleyball team, they are a force. And I suggest y'all take a chance. If you can't make it down there, throw it on your computer. Act like tell your boss you're working on a project, working on your TPS reports, whatever you're doing, and catch that on YouTube live.
If I remember right, they finished the season 19-1. They won a set to get to the Elite Eight, so that makes them 20-1. They won 2 sets at the seeding tournament the other day, so I'm thinking they're 22-1. They've won 22 in a row. I've been informed that the senior players have elected to just let us name them players of the game. They want to kind of have some time together and talk about where things are going. So we're just going to interview Coach Allen, and we'll talk about that senior class. And we're going to take a break. Y'all will probably by now know about how long it takes us to go down and reset. I'll try not to let them catch me eating this week.
What were those?
That's a good
tea
cake,
cakes. Tea cakes. Yeah, that was
tea
tea cakes. Yeah. So, but just a reminder: 2:00 down there in Montgomery for the Elite Eight ladies volleyball. So catch that here on Chambers Academy Live Sports, and we're going to take this downstairs to the media room and get a chance to talk to Coach Allen and his reactions after this game.
Yeah, there will be only one set on Monday, and if they win, then they will be playing up to 2 sets on Thursday. They'd have to win the first set Thursday to play in the championship round, but again, they go in as number 1 seed. It's theirs to lose.
Well, they've had a great year, and best of luck to them and best wishes, and everyone traveling down there, be safe. Mr. David's going to be down there filming for us who can't get there, and we appreciate him very much for doing that. So good luck, Lady Rebels, and we're going to run this down to the media room and talk to Coach Allen and get his reactions after the game.
All right,
thanks
y'all
for joining.
stick with us. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. T-Cake. Testing 1, 2.
Test 1, 2, test.
We're good? All right, we are here post-game. Not nearly as much fun with this post-game as it was the first 9, but, Coach, you know, sooner or later, everything just kind of catches up with the team, and tonight that was what happened with the Chambers Rebels, I suppose.
Yeah, we played a really good team, first and foremost. Calvin, I think, you know, if I had to place a bet, I'd say they have a great chance. I think they would win the 3A state championship. I felt like that coming in, and I saw nothing that changed my mind. It probably made me feel even more confident of that. Number one was a special player. We didn't do a good job tackling him. We gave up a touchdown in special teams, which is a no-no. We talked about that before the game. And then I did a really poor job having our guys ready to play. Made a really poor decision right before half to try to move the ball down the field, and took an unnecessary risk, and it cost us 7 points right before half. And I thought that was really the turning point of the game. That was a backbreaker along with that kickoff return. But our kids battled. They played hard. They didn't quit. We knew that wouldn't happen, and I think we probably learned more about our team in this game than the entire first 9 games. I mean, we got some things that we know we got to work on now, and so our guys will. We got a great senior class. We got 2 weeks to heal up and get ready for the first round of the playoffs. We could have played a lesser opponent and be 10-0 right now for the 4th time this year, no question. But we chose to try to play some really good people this year, and I'm not going to back down from it, and I'm not going to look back and have any regrets. I think this game probably did a whole lot more for us than if we'd have went out and beat somebody 50-0.
We talked about that during the broadcast, that we should have been in Linden, Alabama tonight. Which, by the way, I'm glad we didn't have to make that trip. But we should have been in Linden tonight playing Marengo, and probably, unless they had vastly improved over last year, would have been able to take care of business pretty early. But that game was canceled because of their closure. So we could have just played 9 games. A lot of teams around the AIS have chosen to just play a lesser schedule, but Coach Allen wanted to have a full schedule, wanted to pick us up 6 home games, which was a great thing for revenue in the athletic department. And played a great team, had a great crowd tonight, and the crowd was really in the game. I mean, I thought we even had the momentum when we tied the game 14-14. There was 2 minutes left in the half, and then the wheels came off. We did look at that play that I'm about to ask you about, and it did look like it looked like the lateral call was not impossible.
It was really close.
It would have been one of those, had they reviewed it in college football, it would have stood. It wouldn't have been confirmed, but it would have stood as called.
I just told the referee, when you make a call in a game like that, you need to be 100% sure, and he said he was. So we'll live with it. It was my fault. It was my fault for the play call. So I'm gonna eat that one, and I really, the difference in the game was the last 2 minutes of the first half.
Exactly.
We get outscored 14-0. We should have went in the half tied 14-0.
Yeah, I mean, you take away that 14-0 and it's 28-20, and that's, of course, as they say, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd have a Merry Christmas.
That's right.
But you're exactly right. You can pick who you play during the season, and if you win your region games and then you play tough folks and you lost every one of those games, it caused you to win a state championship. How many times are you going to think back and say, well, we shouldn't have played Bessemer?
Yeah. No, I'm not. If we win a state championship again this year, this game will pale in comparison, and I think we'll look back at it as a learning point and a stepping stone.
Had a few injuries tonight. Are any of them serious that you're aware of?
Yeah, we're going to get them checked out at the clinic tomorrow. I don't think we have anything overly serious, but we are beat up, and so great. It's great that we have an off week next week. I'm really proud of that, and we'll try to regroup, and I think those guys will be fine going into the first round of the playoffs.
Going to go watch anybody play next Friday?
No, I'm taking a break. We're going camping.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. Most everybody that we might face down the road probably doesn't have a very competitive opponent anyway. I know Wilcox, beat Sparta 42-0 tonight. So, but we'll see. We went into the week number 1 in Sports Writers poll. Obviously, we'll fall. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't see Bessemer number 1 next week. I think Crenshaw maybe will move up just by being undefeated. But 3 out of that top 5, including Bessemer, are in our not too distant future. So
listen. This game doesn't make me change my mind about our team at all. I think we got a fantastic team.
Well, I agree.
And I think we've got a lot to play for. And a lot of teams would have lost to this Bessemer team tonight. And so we'll learn from it, and we're going to get better. And our guys are going to be well, and it's going to make us better for it.
And we got our technical folks checking for the Abbeville-Jackson score. And the winner of that game the loser of that game.
We'll get the loser of Abbeville-Jackson, and I think I'd be surprised if they're done. There's been a lot of rain over there, and they may have even postponed if. Yeah. Abbeville's up 16-0. The game's still in progress.
Okay. So if that continues, then Jackson will be our first-round opponent. I don't believe that's somebody we've ever played, is it? I don't remember ever playing them.
Not to my recollection, we haven't.
That'll be interesting. Have a first-time ever opponent in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes. It'll be Jackson. If we get by Jackson, then it'll either be Wilcox or I guess either Pickens or Southern.
Yeah.
And we'll just see how it goes. We've got a couple of seniors. Our players of the game tonight or our senior class. Coach, we'll let you go and check on the folks you need to check on. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you, and thanks for another great season of Rebel football. Our seniors tonight are our players of the game. Our first senior is going to be Dijon. We gave all of our seniors the option of coming up tonight, and we certainly understand that some wanted to and some didn't. Dijon, you were a player of the game earlier in the year. You had a lot of offensive plays tonight, probably more on offense than defense, and it was one of the offensive plays that got your ankle kind of banged up, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. Just kind of rolled it a little bit.
Feeling pretty good otherwise?
Yes, sir.
I think you'll be back in 2 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Take wild horses to keep you off, wouldn't it?
Yes, sir.
There you go. Dijon, I think they said you've been here since the 9th grade, so you've played all 4 of these seasons. Your senior class finishes their regular season career, at 46-3, 25-1 at home, and 20-0 on the road. So that road streak is actually the longest, I think, public or private school in the state right now. And it'll go on into next year because we don't have another road game this year. The Troy game counts as neutral site, so we'll go into next year, 2020, with the longest road winning streak in the state of Alabama, and that'll be a legacy of this senior class. Of course, I know what the biggest legacy that you want it to be is, 2 state championships in a row, right?
Yes, sir.
So when do we start working on that?
Next week.
There you go. Y'all are off Monday, I think, so I guess you'll start.
I don't think we're off Monday.
Don't think you'll be off Monday?
No, sir.
Well, maybe that would be a good thing. Maybe maybe you seniors can say we don't need to be off Monday.
No, I don't think so. We'll just probably look at film or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I know this one stings. I know you seniors wanted to finish undefeated, but you will finish with the best record the senior class at Chambers Academy has ever had.
Yes, sir.
No matter what happens between now and the week before Thanksgiving. So that's something to be proud of, but let's try to get that 2 in a row.
Yes, sir. We'll try to go out and get it for y'all.
There you go. I get it for you. The rest of us just sort of sit back and enjoy it.
Yes,
Y'all the
sir.
ones that getting it for.
Yes,
but
sir.
we appreciate that sentiment. Dijon's been a great asset to Chambers football and to Chambers Academy in general. We're going to miss you. And hopefully next time we're talking, there'll be a trophy sitting on the table.
Hopefully.
All right. Let's let you swap out with Rafe. Rafe coming in like a wounded warrior here. And so, felt good to be back?
It felt great to be back. It was a rough 6 weeks not being able to play, and just that plays or series I got in was spectacular to me.
Well, you were cleaning up on some blocks, and when you went in, Chester and I could see a big difference in the running game because you started clearing out some blocks on your side, and one of us had just said, I think Chester said, we need to open up the passing game here, and about that time you broke free down the middle and gained about 30, 40 yards, and dadgummit.
Yes, sir. I'm just going to have to tell him not to throw me the ball anymore because it's a 100% injury rate so far. Yeah.
Well, it's
kind of rough.
Let's try to work on that stat. Ankle and all's wrapped up pretty tight.
Yes, sir.
What happened with it? Do you know?
I was tackled from behind, and I tried to stiff arm the guy. So I pushed him back, but he rolled into my ankle, which I felt a little something, and it kind of scared me at first, but it's not broke. I was walking around on it, and it was fine. And then got to the sideline, and, the old bone was sticking out of my arm, and they popped it back, and now it's just my butt muscle, or gluteus maximus, that hurts right now, man. I think I stretched it out a little too much on that play. So
props to you for knowing the scientific term. I'm glad we finished that with you. We all needed a laugh tonight.
Yes, sir.
Just a stinky night.
It was.
It was a stinky night. Anytime you take a 42-20 loss,
it's rough.
But hey, the trivia question of the night was, what's significant about October 3rd, 2015? Do you know the answer to that question?
It's your birthday?
No.
I tried.
Last time we lost a home game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a crappy date.
Well, this is not October 3rd, but I mean, think about that. Over 4 years ago, and that was a 51-50 loss to a 3A team. And here we are, another loss to a 3A team. This was a little worse. Also that year, we lost a game 41-7. And we were 2-2 after that loss, and we ended up 10-3.
Dadgum.
So
turned it up.
Time to do that, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right.
We should have everybody healed for the playoffs and go in strong and get another ring.
That's what we're all wanting.
That's the plan right now.
Well, what do you think they'll do for your elbow?
Well, I think they popped it in place pretty good. It's a little swollen, but probably just give me a brace for it.
It looks like it's trying to escape right there.
It's a whole different.
Oh my goodness! I don't know if y'all can see that at home, but that's a profound difference in elbows.
It's pretty swollen and discolored, but just a little bruised to me, I'll have a brace on it and have my ankle all healed up, and
you're gonna get checked out tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir. We're probably gonna carpool.
There was one time toward the end of the game that Jake Waldrop got shaken up. Do you know anything about what happened with him?
Yeah, something wrong with his knee, but he's a strong guy and he'll come back from anything. I fully believe that he'll be fine and nothing's gonna hold him back.
There you go. Well, young man, you're a good spokesman for your classmates. I know a lot of them are dealing with this situation in different manners, and you're to be admired for dealing with it by coming up here and being lighthearted about it. And I hope that's the general feeling that all of y'all will end up with, because everything's still on the table but an undefeated season. And
yes, sir.
And like Coach Allen said, are you really going to worry about that if you get the championship?
No, sir, not at all. The big goal was coming in, going to Troy, and getting another ring. And like you and Coach Allen were talking about, Bessemer, this was a huge learning game. We tried in a lot of new people at different spots, and we had to make substitutes because a couple of us went out. So I think it helped us more than anything playing this game. And hopefully it did, and hopefully we'll win at Troy.
We were talking during the game about maybe next year having some guest commentators. Chester, I think we found our first one. Promise us that you'll come be a guest commentator with us next year. I think you'll do a great job.
Oh, yes, sir.
All right. Well, again, our senior class, our players of the game, we're about ready to sign off. We usually sign off with the interview with Coach Allen, but he wanted to go first. So do you know his sign-off saying?
It's great to play for the CNA.
There you go. Good night. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Remember, open week next week. So if you turn on YouTube next week looking for us, just watch some of those great games we've had during the season and pretend they're being played all over again. We wish you a good night. Looks like we might be playing Jackson if that score holds up in 2 weeks, but we'll keep you posted on that.
We've played the loser.
We played the loser. Little advice from the side there. Again, if you look the Abbeville Jackson score up, we will play the loser. And suddenly I hear rain pelting down on the roof, so we made it through with senior night festivities were a little soggy, but game all in all was not bad, and the field didn't get torn up, which is a good thing. But all in all, again, it was a tough loss, but a great season. We finished the regular season 9-1, and we head to the playoffs in 2 weeks. Everybody will be 0-0, and we'll see who ends up 3-0, because that team that goes 3-0 is going to
win it all.
Going to take home some hardware. So
yes,
good night, everybody, and God bless.